What's going on? It's a rare sighting, but I have some things that I wanted to talk about. Some words of encouragement I wanted to expound upon without interruption. Okay, without having to bend the minds of others towards the conversation that I wanted to have. I decided to go live because I didn't want to join anybody else's panel and you know talk about anything other than what I think I should be talking about and others should be talking about as well. So in order to have basically minimal pushback, I just did what I suggest others to do, was just go to their channel, go live. You know, that's what I've done plenty of times throughout the years on this channel, and that's what I'm doing tonight. So, okay, number one problem people have, right? Financial problems. A lot of things other than, okay, what's the big three? The big three issues that people have. I talked about it on my TikTok. Um, you know, eh, I ain't saying it went viral. I haven't had a video that went viral, but I had some, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure TikTok out, but while I was trying to figure out TikTok, the boomers killed TikTok pretty much, damn near. But that's a whole nother story for another day. But the thing is that people have three major problems. One of those problems is, and it's very, very important problem, health. Okay, bad health, um trouble with health, right? Your own personal health, like your body, your mind. Okay, you know, people have issues, people have certain ailments. A lot of times when you get older, what you get is what is called inflammation. In other words, inflammation just basically means, like, throughout your body you have certain spots that is basically inflamed, meaning it's some type of pain there. Like if you touch your jaw, if you feel any, if you touch, and you should be able to, you should do this, as from whatever age you are. This is like an exercise that you should do. You should basically, like, touch your entire body, and you could actually, what you could do is, they have like an image of the human body. Okay, and what you could do is you could just basically touch your all of your, from your head to your toe, everywhere you feel on your body where you feel pain, and you could just write it down. Like, you could literally point to, okay, my head, on my left side of my head, I feel, something or whatever, I feel some type of pain. My hips, my back, my lower back or my upper back, I feel pain. And then you write it down. That's generally what happens. Especially the older you get, your body kind of takes a lot of licks, and you go through a lot of different issues, and you get hot spots over your body, and it becomes inflamed, and eventually it get worse, and all kind of other issues results from that. Well, the second thing is basically social problems. So the first is health, second is social problems. For example, you don't get along with your mom, or your family members. You got friends you don't get along with, or you have problems getting along with, let's just even say, women, or a particular ethnic group, or people in a particular ethnic group. Um, those are what is called social issues. That actually is one of the reasons a lot of times people quote unquote talk about, okay, why is there a manosphere? Well, you could say there's one of the reasons there's a quote unquote manosphere, or bunch of men that basically is had problems with dealing with women in America, is because that's a social issue. That's not health. It's not money. It's a social issue. Now it might be related to both of the other two, or whatever, which is health and finances, but basically it's a social issue. You had a problem with one woman or several women over a period of time, and it puts you in a certain level of just, I guess, issues as far as that it interrupted your life, whatever reason. If you had some type of breakup, or you might even have children that you have gotten involved with by you created in a relationship that failed, or went broke apart, or you shouldn't even been with the woman from the start, whatever the case may be. Those are social issues. Okay. Most people have, like I said, three problems. I talked about health already. Second is social issues. The third thing is financial issues. And a lot of these things are interrelated. For example, if you have, let's just say you're a multimillionaire. Your let's say the way you socialize as a multimillionaire would be different than you socializing making barely $30,000 and in debt and living with your mother, let's just say, as a 30-year-old. Okay. You being a multimillionaire, let's just say $30 million spread all across different accounts, right? uh Liquid, versus barely making $30,000 and having the equal amount of that in debt, or let's just say even more, like double. You have double of that amount of what your income is in debt, and you live with your mother. Okay. Your abilities, as far as your abilities to socialize, for the most part, I'm not gonna say that it's for everyone. It's always outliers, but for the most part, the average person, let's just say for a man's perspective, he's going to pick certain women based off of those parameters, based off of those stressors. Because yeah, if you making $30,000, let's just say no kids, and you have basically your income, yearly income is more less than what your actual debts that you have. So you possibly getting out of them is something that would take some years to do, because you make literally half of what your debts is. Yeah, your ability to socialize. And this is why people, the argument is, this is where I'm getting at with this, right? And I haven't got to money yet. The thing is this. Well, actually, I'm kind of going along with the third, which is money, but nevertheless, this is why I say I kind of side eye, and I definitely don't agree with people that be like, yeah, your money don't matter. having money don't matter. It don't matter if you got money, blah, 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 blah. The money doesn't matter, count. Well, your money absolutely matters because depending on how much you have, let's just say being a millionaire, your ability or even how you will socialize with others in the world around you with that amount of capital that you have, and certainly the levels of purchases and things you can do with that money is going to be totally different than a person that's saddled with debt and barely making enough money to barely get out of poverty. Your ability, your level of socialization, let's just say, it's just going to be different. You obviously, as a millionaire, you would not have to live with your mother, right? You can, buy whatever house you can, basically afford. I remember when I saved, I, you know, I've always made money. I've been working since I was a teenager. Even before then, I was a teenager. I was working, but I never hardly could save any money. That's kind of why I one of the motives that I had to to basically create the millionaire savings plan, because I always had problems saving money, and I would always make a decent amount of money even before I had children. I was making a decent amount of money. I had my roadblocks, but I was doing all kind of stuff. I had a business. I was working. I had a city job, I had private worked for private companies, public companies. I was all over the place. Ex-military. Um, so the thing is that the money per se was coming through my hands, but it was not being able to be, saved. I wasn't able to save because, see, the thing is, you got to have money in order to kind of do certain things. Like, the whole, um, you kind of have to have a little bit of money to be able to invest in certain things to make more money, is what I'm saying. And kind of that's where I'm going. But nevertheless, I mean, I remember before I got my house, and I've told this story many a times, when I saved like close to 10 grand and I already had a car. Actually, yeah, I had a decent car. I had a used Benz that I got a good deal on. And I had, started to restore that car. And all I know is I can remember, because in my mind, the way I look at things as being basically, I'm really good with cars. I'm um more of like, I would say, a novice when it comes to cars, like, but I'm very good with like cars and things like that. Fixing cars, I've done quite a few repairs on vehicles and stuff like that. So what I could say is this is how I think, because I know other people, they think differently, like especially women and other men even, they think they got to get a brand new car. I never thought like that. um the thing is like the used car, the price is a little bit more costly now, but I remember back in, like 5-10 years ago, 15 years ago even, if you had $1,500, you can get a used car, that was gonna probably give you about a year or two of use. Most likely, if good with it, even longer, right? So in my mind, having $10,000, that was more than enough to not have to worry about a car. Like literally, that was what the reality was. I didn't worry. I wasn't thinking about any cars. I wasn't even, to be honest, thinking about any car issues, because $10,000 was more than enough to go buy another car, to get my car fixed if something ever happened to it. And in my area, in the Illinois, Indiana area, you could even throw in Wisconsin in there. I mean, that's enough to get like at that time, that was like what, 2020. That was enough to get like fixer upper, a really, a really like I want to say expensive, but a fixer upper that needs a lot of fixing. Though the fixer uppers are the houses. A lot of people call them bandos. Um, they need the most work, and hardly anybody wants to buy them because it needs so much work. It's like, where do you start and all that stuff. But the thing is that, yeah, at that time, that was what I also knew that you could possibly get. At that time, this was before the housing bubble, so this was like 2020. So um you could get a house for like, a fixer upper for like 10-15 bands easy, right? Like, that was what was going on. Now those houses now are like 30 or more now, because everything went through the roof, right? But um at that time, yeah, you can get a house, and that's what I did. That's what I basically did. But here's the thing, right? And I'm getting to somewhere here. If you're still following me, when you have millions of dollars, like let's say $10 million, right, in liquid capital, a house, a car, certain things are just not even a problem to think about. Like, you're not wasting your brain. The average person, they go to sleep, they wake up, and during the course of the day, they're thinking about their bills, they're thinking about their car payment, they're thinking about, damn, I gotta pay this insurance payment, damn, I gotta pay these credit card payments, I gotta make sure I got enough money to pay my child support, I gotta make sure, I got enough money to get this house fixed up, or get pay the mortgage, or pay rent. The average person, those are his thoughts. Damn, my car's messing up, I gotta go take my car in the shop. Those are the average person's thoughts on a daily basis. Okay. um just think like you're a multimillionaire. Those thoughts are, you can still have them most likely, but you're not gonna really worry about that shit like that. It's a difference between those thoughts being in financial survival mode, meaning you kind of check to check, or you got a little money, but you don't have no house I can go buy. Like I said, a car ain't no problem. Like, even to me, like now, 15 grand, 10 grand, a car ain't no problem. Okay. I don't have a problem buying used cars. I actually enjoy used cars, because I mean, a lot of times there's certain cars that I wanted, but I couldn't get it at the time, and I end up getting it later, and it's like a delayed joy. It's like having a it's like this. This is the best way I can explain it. It's like the chick that you wanted to have sex with in high school. And of course, after after high school, she's worn out. She's tore up. She got like 3 or 4 kids, but she's fairly still in decent shape. She's slightly older, but you still want to bang her out. So you do it. You get with her and you bang her out. Like, that's how I look at used cars. Like, I don't really give a shit that's old and all that. I remember that car was brand new. It was this car that I wanted, but I couldn't get at the time. And I'm totally fine with it. Some people, again, a lot of people, they get brand new cars. They pay car notes like it's nothing. Okay. And I did a live stream and I said, yeah, the people that complain about housing, how's that new car smell? Do you still enjoy that? You still got it in there? And then how's that car payment out of your account every month? How does that correlate with you crying about houses? Because here's the thing. I understand. Okay, yeah, yeah. Houses fucking prices. This shit is crazy. Interest rate, all that shit, man. We can have a drink about it and we can complain about it. But when it comes to cars, it's certain people even online. I've heard people online in various spaces, right, complaining about the price of new cars. And I'm like, that ain't nothing that I fucking worry about and never have worried about because you don't have to fucking buy a brand new car. The brand new car shit is definitely that's it's not so much more than keeping up with the Joneses than trying to keep up appearances by keep having a brand new car. I mean, like, honestly, to me, brand new cars are for like retired people and rich people. In my opinion, it's just, I just can't say it enough. Like, because if you ever been to a car lot, if you've been to a car lot or whatever, you don't want to buy no used cars on no car lot. Cause I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, the car is gonna be way overpriced. And then what car dealers do is they get cars for basically free. Because by the time you trade your car in, you they've ate up whatever they were going to give you as far as the value of the car. They roll it into the loan. They roll the actual, like, okay, let's say you have a car that's worth about, they're gonna give you 5 grand for it. And then the car that you want is like let's just say a 2024 Corvette. Man, all they got to do is raise up a interest rate point like 2 or 3 points, and they ate up the price of that used car that you just traded in. Just like that. Okay. And basically that's what they do. They dial up the deal, the financial deal, to basically make it where they ate up that used car. Their used car money is going towards basically the dock fee and the taxes. You ain't even gonna even get any type of savings from that used car. That's why a lot of times it's in your best interest is, if you even gonna go that route, don't even trade your car in. Sell your car yourself, like, to a private party. Because by the time you trade that car in, it's basically a free car for them. Now, some car dealers, they get used cars from car auctions and stuff like that. Okay, but the car is like very inflated. The price is like super duper inflated. You better off buying the car again from a private seller than going to a car dealer. Buying a new car is different to a sense, to a sense that the car is not, it's never been driven by anybody else. It's brand new from the factory, or but of course they gonna put all of these fees into it, and different stuff if you buy into it. Okay, then of course the interest rate, that's what makes it higher. Like, some people, that's why I say retired people and rich people, they just basically buy the car cash. They just pay for the damn car. Like, I remember my uncle, he was like retired from Ford. He saved like all his money, he basically sitting on a big old chunk of money, don't really do nothing. He just got old, and you know, he used to watch CNN all day. Every like 4 or 5 years, He'll just literally go in to a Ford dealership, put up the cash, and buy a brand new car. He trade his car in, of course, and he just get a brand new car with a discount because he retired from Ford. And that's what he would do. Now, okay, a rich person, I mean, they'll just, a smart rich man wouldn't trade their car in. They just go buy the damn car and then, put that price, sell a car, some to somewhere else or give it away or whatever. But the thing is that that's why I say those two types of people that I could justify buying a brand new car, but putting in new car prices is something to actually really concern yourself over. Is like it's like ridiculous to me because it's like you don't really it's okay, you gotta have a place to live. It ain't like you living in your car. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you have to buy a brand new car either. So it's just I don't get the argument, but yeah, it is people that they factor in, the price of new cars and all of that and car payments. But you know, I have I have nothing to hardly say about that. Like as far as any complaints or arguments, anything like that, you don't have to get no brand new car. It's absolutely like optional to get a brand new car. And if you do, you really kind of if you get a brand new car and you already financially struggling, you already like, are renting and shit like that too. I mean, I hate to say it, man. I really hate to say it, but I kind of think like I think of people like that, and I know it's a lot of people. I'm shitting on probably half of America with what I'm about to say. A lot of y'all slow. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, obviously, obviously, it's a reason why the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. Poor keep doing poor shit, and that's definitely one of those things. Like, you know what I'm saying, like getting a brand new car is not something that you gotta do. Most of the time, you gotta be honest with yourself. Why do people get brand new cars? People getting brand new cars is because they posing. They trying to pose for other people, trying to keep up to appearances. You know, it's like they're doing well and doing successful. And everybody does this. It's not no cultural thing. Like people do this. And it's like, yeah, it fucks people up. It really does. Like it's one of the I'll just say it like it is. It's one of the reasons why people blow themselves away. One of those reasons is why people pull out their gun and blow their brains back. It's because they got a brand new car. That is one of the reasons. I'm not gonna say it's all of it, but yeah, you trying to keep up appearances and you trying to appeal to your pride and to your vanity that you're doing well, and the family has a brand new car and you fitting in the suburbs and all of that. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but you know, it's not like you got to get a brand new fucking car. It's just unnecessary. A house, yeah, you got to have a house. You don't have to get a brand new house either. But I could justify you getting a brand new house versus a damn brand new car. Cause I mean, at the very least, if you're getting a brand new house built from the ground up, most of the times that's going to be a good investment. It's going to you know, make a good return when you sell a property, most likely after, you pay down the mortgage for 5 or 10 years. But a car, you drive off the lot, you ain't gonna. Here's the thing. I know you some people that's risky, you like taking risk and shit. You just do. I mean, I don't know. I this is like some Mr. Beast type shit. Go buy you a brand new car. You know, if I was rich, I'd do this shit too. It'll be like a YouTube challenge. I go buy a brand new car and then drive off the lot. And then the fucking very day that I drive it off the lot, listed on Craigslist, what else? Facebook Marketplace, and then eBay. And then try to see that I can sell the same fucking car for at a profit or at least what I paid for it. You know, tax, title, and everything out the door. Like that would be a challenge that I would love to see, because I'll be goddamned if you're gonna have the hardest time trying to sell that car when you get off the lot. That brand new car. I don't even care. A lot of times, to be honest, you even buy a used car trying to resell it off the lot. Like I mean, it's like almost damn near impossible, because those dealerships, they have to sell those cars for that, because those prices, because they got a lot of overhead. And of course the salesmen have to make, you know, some type of commission. So that's why they have all of these, you know, high prices, you know. But the thing is that all of that tangent about cars, you know, the thing is that that the people that's crying about, you know, housing costs, that's my question to them. How's that? What kind of car you drive right now? And what is your car payment? You know, that would be my question. And people will be offended. If you ask them that, they'll be absolutely offended, and they'll know where you're going. They'll know exactly where you're going. Because basically what you're telling them is, you know, you got this high ass cost car that you think is okay or you think is normal, and that's taken away from you being able to fucking afford a fucking down payment for a new house and being able to afford a house, because that money you could have fucking, you know, done something with and had enough money to buy a house. And it's not possible because you got this fucking fancy car, this new car, um or whip, you know, that you can pay for. You don't have no problems pay for. You got people that don't have any problems paying for a car payment. They're good at paying car payments. I absolutely hate car payments myself. But you know, they just find it normal. You know, a lot of times women are not really mechanical, so in their mind, they like a new car. Well, because some women dread being on a, you know, stuck on the side of the road. That's like one of the things women really just don't like. I mean, of course, nobody likes that, but women just, they'll have nightmares about that, like they stuck off on the side of the road. You know, because women for the most part are defenseless. You know, they don't, you know, a lot of women are, you know, kind of more girly girls, where they ain't even into, you know, they're not into any tools or anything like that. So they're not even into guns. So they don't even have a gun. Like they barely have pepper spray, and they're just out there. And you know, just imagine a woman stuck in the side of the road in a car, you know, some strange place. You know, it's like those things. The idea of that, I'm sure for most women, a lot of women have, that's you know, a nightmare. So in order to avoid that, they think that getting in a car that's brand new is the way to go. And yeah, it might have some, you know, it's something to that, as far as, yeah, new cars tend to not break down as much as old used cars. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to have a blowout, or, you know, your car is not going to malfunction even being brand new. Because new cars, I've had new cars before, and they definitely had something happen, hit some damn, you know, I think I hit a squirrel one time, and I had a brand new vehicle, and next thing I know, my damn tie rods went out, and it was like $1,000, and it wasn't even covered under warranty. But the thing is that, yeah, all of that said, you know, those you know, the car thing, definitely is like that's a no brainer for me. I mean that that's definitely not needed. You know, you can get they got all kinds of stuff now. They got warranty companies. You know, they got all these warranty companies, man, sending mass emails, marketings, and phone calls to get you to sign up for a warranty, car warranty company. You can get a used car and get a warranty, and you'll be straight. You know, something happened, an engine blows, man. You call that warranty company. You know, you get a decent one. You know, you do some research. You know, check the reviews. Man, that engine go out, and then your car be in the shop with you with the rental for about a month or so until they fix your engine. You know what I'm saying? Versus you don't have that, and yeah, you out on your own, but just buy the car and then get a warranty. But yeah, I spent a lot of time, man, talking about that. But the thing is that what it comes down to it is like certain things like that. Again, like you having millions of dollars versus just being an average person. The average person is going to be thinking about all of these things, all of these problems and issues. Having millions of dollars in the bank, you're not thinking about these issues. Even not even having millions of dollars in the bank. How about, okay, I'll say this. In the Midwest, definitely in the Midwest, if you got about $200,000 in the bank, you straight. Murphy's Law, okay, your house burns to the ground and I don't know, you don't have any insurance or something like that. Guess what? You can go get another house for about 200 grand in the Midwest. Okay. Depending on where you are, it might be kind of difficult. Okay. I'll give you that. I know some places in the Midwest that there's $1 million homes, and the average medium home around is like 400 grand, 500 grand. I'm just saying on average, the average home cost in the Midwest, it's like 200 grand or so somewhere. Some Indiana is even less. But the thing is this, like you don't necessarily even need millions of dollars in the bank to, cover most people's expenses, like which is a house and a car, a vehicle. And you not have to worry about, okay, am I gonna do this? Am I going if this happens, what am I gonna do? Like, yeah, you could kind of think about it, but it's a different kind of thought again from being in survival, being in financial survival mode and thinking about these problems. You know what I'm saying? Again, back to the concept of having just 10,000. I know $10,000 is nothing to a lot of people. A lot of people, like I know one of my homies, he actually had some money before where he got something happened. He got some law enforcement was too aggressive. They kind of like beat him up, and he sued them and won a settlement, and he got like close to 100 grand. And basically, like, yeah, some people that had some big money. You know what I'm saying? Like at one time, um, some people had lots of money. Some people done some strange things for some change. Some people sold packs and all that type of stuff, had, all kinds of money, you know what I'm saying, bigger than 10 grand. But little old me, working my little jobs and stuff like that, making, you know, 50K here, a little bit more than that, whatever, making even more than that. I mean, that $10,000, I just wasn't, I normally never really saved. So that 10 grand was like a lot of money to me to have at one time. Now you got to understand also the average person, they say like, okay, 40 40% of individuals, I think it's more than 40%, don't even have an emergency fund with the like $500 in there. So a lot of people don't even, have an emergency fund. And if you go up like even higher, like $1,000 in it, as far as an emergency fund, it's like less than It's like 60% of people have that. So it's like it is a big deal, um and that's why I said, that's why I wrote this book. I mean, that's literally why I wrote the book. That's why I use this concept, because a lot of times people do have a problem saving money, and you need money to make money. I mean, like, it's not like somebody's gonna magically give you anything. Like, you know how hard it is out here, and that's kind of how reason why I wanted to have this conversation, because the thing is that I think that if you know how to invest, if you like myself, like if you kind of an individual like myself, where you know how to invest, you know how to take money and grow it, and invest in all of that type of stuff, and you just don't really have a lot of access to capital, like your breakout will come. I believe. I believe my breakout is gonna come. I'm working on it. You know, I think that you're gonna have a breakout. And when you have that breakout, you're gonna know what to do with it. Hopefully you can handle it mentally, as far as big load of money coming your way, like over $100,000. And you can kind of handle it, where you don't short circuit and start splurging and all that type of stuff, having parties and all of that, where that kills that momentum. And then you just take that, and then you just kind of do what you need to do with it, like buy some properties, and just kind of build that momentum up. But yeah, the third thing is, again, the third issue that people have is money. I said before, like, the first thing is health. People have, commonly people have three issues: health, social problems, and money problems. But here's the thing, again, your social problems, I'm not gonna say your health. I mean, health is wealth. I mean, always, but it helps when you got money to deal with. Health is, a whole bunch of health care you can get, even natural health care you can get with money, versus not having it. But even the decisions that you make socially, again, I have to agree that having money, it would help. I'm not gonna say if you had, like, for example, me, you know, kind of being a simp, I'll just be honest. Years ago, let's just say like a decade ago, having more money wouldn't have deactivated my simp chip. I still would have had the simp chip. The simp chip would have had to be, you know, basically, deleted or short circuited, or whatever the fuck it needed to be done, right? Because I don't think the same way I thought 10 years ago. But the thing is that, yeah, if I had the money, I probably wouldn't have chose make the choices that I made, but I still would have been a simp, in a sense where I still had certain ideas and values when it came to how I dealt with women, and the shit that I put up with versus the stuff that I don't put up with now. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that a whole bunch of money would have necessarily changed that. If anything, I probably would have. I would honestly, I think if I had a whole bunch, let's say I was a millionaire 10 years ago, I probably just would have picked a chick that was like really spoiled, some hot, you know, Instagram chick that was used to men spoiling her and all of that type of stuff, because that's I would have had more money, right? So that's what I think probably would have happened. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that it just, it's a lot of things that comes to play, as far as how you live your life, the decisions that you make from a day to day, when you do have money versus when you don't. you know it's just a no-brainer. It's like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I can look, I can kind of look at people and kind of look at them and tell they're not, they have money or they're wealthy. Like it's a look. And I'm gonna tell you what that look is. That look is well rested, comfortable, eyes are, very, very relaxed and focused. Because they, if you got a whole bunch of money, you could go to sleep. You can get some good rest. You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't have to worry. A lot of these things, man, these like, damn, I ain't gotta pay them. I ain't got the money to pay the insurance. I ain't got the money to pay rent. I ain't got the money to pay the mortgage. I ain't got enough money to get my car fixed. How am I gonna get the car? How am I gonna get the car out the shop? How am I gonna, pay my credit card bill? How am I gonna pay this? How am I gonna pay that? All of these thoughts, they literally rob you of sleep. I mean, I don't have to be the person to tell you that. You already know that. Like these things, you can depress them, like, and get yourself to go to sleep without worrying about these things. Like you could just be like, oh fuck it, it is what it is. I'll deal with whatever I can deal with and try to do my best and try to get some sleep. But you still have these things on your mind. And these things are definitely a cluster and a challenge when you're trying to, basically get some rest or go to sleep or whatever, or just even live your life. Like these things are interruptions. They're definitely interruptions. And depending on how wherewithal your finances is, as far as, let's just say you do have $500,000, $1 million, not saying that you won't have any problems, depending on what you're doing. A lot of times people tend to, I'm gonna be honest, like people tend to over leverage themselves. So a lot of times people, when they get millions of dollars, right, it's not like they keep their same lifestyle that they have now. A lot of times what people do genuinely or generally is they lifestyle increases. They go get the mansion, they go get the pool and all of these other things, and these things cost more money. These things have more upkeep, and the lifestyle costs more, right? So you go from, all right, your budget was like 3 grand to, okay, your budget now is 30 grand. And that's generally what happens sometimes. Like, and a lot of times what happens is, unfortunately, that's what happens where people go broke. They get rich, they get wealthy, and then they go broke because basically they lifestyle increased, and they basically can't really, at one particular point or another, maybe when they get older, whatever the case may be, they can't afford to keep up with their lifestyle, and their lifestyle starts to eat away their riches. I'm gonna be right back. Let me play some type of commercial. I'm gonna be right back after these messages.
Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
Yeah. So yeah, it's they call that. I think they call it lifestyle creep, where your lifestyle starts to creep up on you. It generally that's one of the reasons why these athletes and entertainers kind of like go broke and they have to file bankruptcy, because they go and get the mansions, they get the cars, they get the the habits and everything like that. And after the career is over with, or whatever, they not as popular or whatever the case may be, um their income drops, and then they they're not making that same amount of money, and not able to pay for that lifestyle, for that cost of living. I mean, it's basically cost of living. you know a lot of times what happens is people just they spend more uh for their cost of living, because they got more stuff they want to spend money on. And I mean, that ain't necessarily what I'm talking about. What smart people do is like kind of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, he doesn't go buy the mansion and all of that type of stuff when he, became, richer than what he is now. He just pretty much stayed in the same damn house he was living for, decades. Now most people ain't got the discipline enough to do that. I I definitely wouldn't do that. But I mean, it's best to, do that, because you don't have to worry about, excuse the noise. Uh, I gotta light, my fireplace, because basically, or my wood stove, because it gets cold at night. Like some nights, it gets like real cold. Um, it's like going from winter to spring to summer. It gets cold. Some nights it gets cold. Some nights it's warm. I mean, that's just how the Midwest is right now. I don't know, but I think when I was a little boy, I remember I remember that it was May was usually always warm. You know, it seems like it's getting colder. It's gotten colder over the years. I heard something about we in a mini ice age or something like that, but I ain't necessarily sure about all that. But I just know, just I think even in June, like it's still cold, which is that's really odd. But yeah, man, it's just living in the Midwest. Now I don't know, like some people moving, a lot of people move to Texas. I've been down to Texas, and that's way too hot for me. I mean, I don't know, like I would have to fucking like try to experience that every day. I don't know if I want to do that. I've been there. I went there like a weekend years ago. That place is hot as hell. I mean, like it's so hot. Even at nighttime, it's like it's like the daytime. Like you don't even get a break at night. It's hot as hell at night. Like the sun is still up. But all of that aside, that's what people do to, avoid the lifestyle, creep or whatever when they get money. They just kind of keep the same type of cost of living. But most people, I don't know. I mean, that's actually, if you read The Millionaire Next Door, which I recommend, I definitely recommend that book. That's what a lot of millionaires, that's how they live. Let's just say the average millionaire, they're not what you think. Most people's mindset is a millionaire has mansions, like today I saw a Lamborghini truck and I took a picture of it. And it's just kind of one of my items that I want to get. And it's like that's not what an average millionaire has. Average millionaire is just a regular Joe. Like literally, like my my grandfather. My grandfather was kind of similar to Warren Buffett because he was a millionaire, and then no, he was so good at basically not really being too flamboyant. He didn't even people didn't his own family didn't even know he was a millionaire. He pretty much like he didn't have no mansion. He didn't have no, Rolls Royce or nothing like that. The fanciest thing he had was a Cadillac. That was it. You know, um, and it's like that's literally kind of what that's how Warren Buffett does it too. Like he got an old Cadillac, his house that he grew up in. I mean, basically lived in for like over 30 years or something like that, or I want to say 50 years. But that's the average millionaire. I mean, of course, he's a billionaire, but people's mindset is, millionaires have mansions, yachts, pools, um, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. No, average millionaire is just regular, regular Joe Schmo. You see an old couple at the hardware store, and the man got jeans on, a regular shirt. His wife got some jeans on. You know, regular a blouse. I don't know, whatever, little jacket. You know, they got a regular. They got a Dodge pickup truck, and they going in the hardware store. They need some filters for their furnace. Like yeah, like that's a regular millionaire couple. Like, I mean, they're not, they don't have like over 100 million and nothing like that. They got like, 2.5 million. They got like a retirement, it's like a $1 million, and they saved $1 million. They had some real estate and they sold it. Like, I mean, like, yeah, that's the average everyday, millionaire. It's not the flashy people that you see online or whatever. That's kind of indoctrination of what people think a millionaire is. So yeah, when people get millions of dollars, that's what they go do. And even myself, like I unfortunately that's what I think in my mind. That's what I want to actually even do. Like, and I'm not saying that I'm wrong, but I have that is a risk. That's a risk to take, because I do kind of want to be more flamboyant. I'm not trying to go get a Cadillac and keep it for 10 years and then live in a house for 30 years that's just regular degler. Like, um I'm I plan on possibly building up momentum though. I don't think that I'm just gonna get some money and then I just, got my money and then that's it. Like this conversation is about building up momentum. So the momentum should pay for the lifestyle, and it should pay for the lifestyle for your, eternity on earth. Because once you know how to invest, once you know how to basically hustle, let's call it what it is, hustle. Once you know how to take a dollar and turn it into 10 or 2 or 5 or 3, you learn to make money. And you can do that for the rest of your life as long as your brain works. Whatever it is, forex, stocks, real estate, cars, goods, services. Like tomorrow, I gotta do a service call tomorrow. I gotta go set a computer up for somebody. It's just a little side money. It's just a little side money. It's no nothing major. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like basically whatever you can do as far as your streams of income, man. It's like a lot of times what people have to do, I call it collecting crumbs to make a crumb cake. Because a lot of times, what you're dealing with, with the wealth inequalities in this country, like this country basically doesn't even make it doesn't make the top uh 20 list as far as if you search wealth inequality. Like this country is not even on like the top 20 list as far as the countries that have really good wealth equality, right? um some countries in I think like Denmark and stuff like that are on that list, Sweden and stuff like Netherlands, stuff like that. Like America is like kind of on the bottom or in the middle when it comes to wealth equality. So it's a little difficult to gain wealth, in this country. Like a lot of times what happens is it's kind of like a club. You have these elite families. They basically kind of consolidate with other families. They hoard wealth, right? You can be self-made, but even if you look at the self-made people, you kind of like, you kind of look at it like, all right, who is the people that are self-made? Who are the millionaires? That's why I say, like, a good read, if you are interested in my book, you want to also like get it as a companion book. You want to get The Millionaire Next Door. I got The Millionaire Next Door. It's literally in my pile of books. um I recommend to get that, to either the audio book or paperback or whatever, ebook. um just try to get that, because that gives you an idea of who does the average millionaire look like. What do they do? What are they, how old are they? A lot of times, here's the thing about millionaires. Like a lot of millionaires, the average age of a millionaire is like like kind of mid 50s or late 50s. uh Primarily because a lot of times people take a long time for people to make any kind of gains on their business, or their investments, like, or even just their career. Like a lot of times, like, you can be a millionaire in America just working a job. A lot of people don't, I mean, I don't recommend it. It's probably one of the hardest ways to become a millionaire, because you got to work a job for 20 or 30 years, and then, you know, put all this money in for your 401k or your IRA, and then, basically your company matches you when you retire. And you could have, like, yeah, you could have a retirement for, like, you have $1 million in your retirement package. Okay. But um you've had to work 25, 30 years for that. So That's a long time. But that's why, 50, 60 year olds, that's the average age of a millionaire. That's what that average age is, because it a lot of times it takes time to become a millionaire. If you are to become a millionaire, I mean, most people don't become a millionaire, but the average age is older men. That's why you got these old guys. They got silver hair and they're in a Corvette. They It's not that they you know they wanted the Corvette when they were young. It just took them that long to get it, and then now they got silver hair, and what I'm saying, they driving a Corvette, and drop top Corvette, and then they got these silver streaks in their hair because it just took them that long to get it. So um it takes a long time a lot of times for men to kind of get things together, try to, you know, make any headway on their investments. And, then of course, to just get their life together, I guess you could even say. So that is a thing as far as age. The average age is kind of late 50s. So if you 30 or even 40 years old, don't beat yourself up. I mean, if you're 40, you know, you get closing in. I mean, damn near probably gonna need a miracle, you know. Um, but the thing is that what are the things that millionaires make money off of? One of them is majorly real estate. If you don't have any real estate, what are you doing? You need to be, building up a real estate portfolio. But again, like, you know, th- here comes the conversation of I'm starting to cry. I want to, I can't afford any property. Um, the thing is that if you can't afford any property, depending on like where you are, I suggest investing outside of your state. Like it's guys that they live in New York, they invest in Pennsylvania, they invest in Ohio. They, it's guys that I'm in Indiana. It's real estate investors from New York that's in Indiana investing in Indiana. Um, it's very simple. Just need a local. Basically, probably need to follow. You probably need to Instagram. There's a lot of people that I follow that are, and I do this intentionally. I follow real estate agents or realtors, real estate brokers, a whole bunch of handymen, construction guys, even women decorators, and also designers. Because it's some women that are really good designers. Women are really known for being very good at designing homes. Decorating rooms and stuff like that. Um, who else I follow? Of course, all of the little Instagram baddies. Not all of them, but I don't like women that got fake tits and all of the BBLs, and I'm good at spotting them. So yeah, when I see it, I don't even follow them, or if I didn't catch it, I just unfollow them when I find they got the fake stuff. But all of that aside, yeah, that's kind of who I follow, man. Plumbers, electricians. So when I go on Instagram, I'm in it, and then also investors. You know what I'm saying? That's also another thing. Wholesalers and investors. So when I go on Instagram, I'm bombarded with real estate. I'm bombarded with like people showing their renovations. I post my renovations, as well, like whatever I'm doing. So the thing is, I say all of that to say you probably need to. I'm saying, like, if you got 50,000 or more, to you could buy something, because you could buy something in the Midwest with that, but you can't buy that in New York or probably New Jersey or something like that. You gotta I suggest you kind of like find some of these real estate investors that they have these courses or whatever, you know, where they'll show you step by step how to the playbook on how to buy real estate out of state. What do you need to do? What are the step by step, like a 5-year-old? How do you buy real estate out of state? I mean, it's really easy now because you don't have to go to the closing table um physically. You can, a lot of things are because of DocuSign, and you got different companies and spin-offs. There's competition to DocuSign, where basically you sign paperwork through a digital document through PDF. It's documented, it's filed online, and it secures, pretty much admissible in court. You can even have a lawyer that looks over the documents and everything, um, virtually, where y'all don't even have to meet face to face and everything like that. You can get a real estate attorney, uh, getting the house fixed up. That's where it gets challenging, because if you don't have a local resource, those are the like kind of play by plays where you know, I suggest getting with someone else that kind of can give you that, or they have a course or something. Because I never did that. Like, I moved to the state where I like it's okay. I invested out of state technically, but I didn't just invest. I literally moved. I physically wasn't even like out of state is nothing, to Illinois. Like, Indiana is like New Jersey. Like, it's 30 miles, like it's less than, 15 miles away, so like the border of Chicago from Northwest Indiana is like 30 minutes away. So it's within driving distance. So it's like investing in another state is fairly easy. If the state, borders, the state you're in. What I'm talking about is like you're in New Jersey and you trying to invest in Ohio. That's a different ballgame, and you're not physically there, and you're not trying to physically move there. You just want to buy some property, possibly to either fix and flip or rent it out to someone else. And you still live wherever you live. I ain't never did that. I'm not intimidated to do that. I kind of can tell how you can do it. Um the thing is that one of the problems, the issues that you would have with that is, first off, find, and this is a lot of things what happens with real estate, with primarily renovations, having good people. Like, what I'm saying is, like, good qualified people to help you, basically fix up your property. That's the like hardest part about like real estate. Uh, Actually, one of the hardest parts, if not the hardest part, because having good quality, skilled, basically tradesmen, it's like, man, you ask any investor, man, they gonna tell you the same thing. Like, that's one of the hardest challenges they have, like finding, tradesmen to be there on time, finish, projects at a decent rate. It's like very, very challenging. So, and then you're not there to actually look at the work and all of that. So, that's where I kind of be like, well, because I haven't done it, I think you should probably talk to people that do that on a, weekly, yearly, monthly basis, so they can kind of show you the ropes. Because I myself, I have not done it. I actually, kind of more hands on locally where I'm at. But if you know, I do have future plans to kind of be regional and national with my investments, because that just only makes sense. You take your money and you spread it out, and you have properties all over the country, and you know what I'm saying, basically, that's how you become rich. You have properties all over. You have, land, you have, properties all over the country. That's how you get rich. That's how you get wealthy. You have all of these properties, you resell all these properties all over the country, and you build up some type of name for yourself. And you know I mean, of course, that's kind of a big step at first, because you'll be doing that first, because you live in a high price area. You'll be doing that out the gate, because like in New York, the average house is what, about $1 million or something like that. Well, in Indiana, she could get a house for 100 grand, and it might even be moving ready. I mean, it might not need nothing to it, and then all you need is some people to fix it up, get it rent ready, and then you got a property. You can Airbnb it or rent it out, you know, and then make some money, wherever you are. What I'm saying? You could do whatever you want to with it. You could have it as a vacation home, whatever the case you want to do. So it's possible still. It's definitely possible. It's some people that do that. It's not, it's some people that do it. If you got $100,000 under the mattress, you can't, yeah, you can't afford to buy something in New York, but that doesn't mean you can't afford to buy something in Ohio or Pennsylvania or St. Louis somewhere. Um, some people just don't have the money like that. The cost of living is just different. America is like you gotta look at it. This is how I look at America. I know I'm not the only one, but all of these states are like countries. Like in Europe, it's like you got all these different countries. That's how America is. You got certain places in America that it's like a third world country. You know, I could even take, that's how, Gary, Indiana is. A certain even places in Indiana is like that. Certain places in like West Virginia, the Appalachian Mountains and shit like that, where it's just people that's just like closed off of, the financial world. It's like, you like, damn, are we still in America? Like, it's places, just ghost towns, where they just closed off to the rest of the world. Like, it closed off to society. Like, it's like places, man, where it just people just don't really have capital is not flowing like that to those places, man. You go down south, see people living in shacks, man. It's people in Illinois living in shacks. I could take you. This is a place called. It's where Dwayne Wade is from. It's called Robbins, Illinois. Man, I could drive. I can take you through Robbins, Illinois, and it's still shacks, man. People still living in shacks. You know, it's like, just damn. I mean, where are we? It's like, okay, you drive 10 miles and then you got the Sears Tower. You know what I'm saying? They call it the Willis Tower now, the John Hancock building, and Trump Towers and shit like that. It's like, yeah, it's like Robbins is only about 15, 20 miles from downtown Chicago. Like, and it's like shacks, man. It's just, you know, somebody built the shack, and they live in, they still have it up. Like, see, the thing is this, right? That's where housing codes, are important, because you're not supposed to be able to just build a damn shack, and then just live in the fucking shack. Like, that's not how that's supposed to go. It's like, even if you have like a tiny home, right? There's like codes and stuff that you gotta have. Like, you're not supposed to just be able to build a shack, because obviously that's gonna look crazy, and it's gonna like drive the cost of the housing around it. It's just not gonna be able to terraform properly in that area, But you got certain places where people have to live somewhere, and they gotta survive. And it's just, certain towns and cities, they allowed it. Like, I never forget, man. I I've been around some people that was, my parents, man, they, pretty standard as far as they used to rent. They had, properties or whatever they had a, mortgage on. And we lived around, mixed bag of people. Like, some people were poor, some people had money, some people had more than us, some people were rich. And I never forget, like, it was this one family, and I think they was from down south. I think they was from Mississippi. I don't know. But all I know is this guy, man, is I think they was, I'm not gonna put their name out there. But basically, the guy, he knew how to build at least a shack. Okay. He was kind of self-sufficient. Ain't really had that much money. I think they owned the land. He bought some land, and basically he got a bunch of material, basically like plywood. He built the house out of basically plywood, which is like what's called in construction is called OSB, which plywood, all plywood is basically it's a bunch of wood mixed in like a shake. It's like mixed wood that's like compressed, and that's what cardboard. I mean, not cardboard. Well, that's how you get boxes and stuff. That's how they make boxes and stuff too. But OSB board is like a bunch of mixed wood compressed, and it's plywood. So people use it primarily for underlayment, like the floor you walk on. Um, some people use it for their exterior of their home. It's not the best thing to use, because basically, good luck on any water, uh um basically protection against any type of water, mildew, uh you know good luck on, you know your house having some type of, solid foundation, because like most people use OSB board for either the underlayment to walk on, or roofing sheathing, to basically put the roofing material on top of it. But they don't use that to build a whole house on. But here's the thing, here's the fucked up thing though. Is some home builders that do use that, but they put house wrap over it and then they put siding over it, and you wouldn't even know that your house is built off of OSB board, which is the cheapest material that you could buy. That's why it's basically they call it plywood. So it's kind of like basically like it's like cardboard almost, because that's literally how they make boxes. Moving boxes. They use the same type of method. They basically boxes is made with a mix of basically wood, um like basically I think like yeah, wood dust. That's how they make cardboard. So yeah, it's like he just did that. He built the house with plywood, but he didn't use any house wrap or siding. He just the whole house was cardboard, and that was a shack. That's what they did with shacks. Like um, some of the shacks didn't have plywood like that. They would just use like whatever wood that they had available, but the house had no, it was just bare wood, basically, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I seen that. I seen people do that. I seen him build that house, and they were real. All I know is they were kind of weird. You know, they used to go to church, and then you know how people they invite you to go to church, and they used to they was like holy. They were like into the Holy Ghost. Like their church would be they stomping, they like passed out on the floor, they squirming on the floor and shit like that. Like, and they were real deep into that, into religion, Christianity or whatever, the Holy Ghost. And yeah, he was real strict, man. They used to beat them, he used to beat their kids with extension cords. And then I used to watch it. Like that, you go over there, we playing. They had a little boy and a girl that was around my age. Man, they get hit with an extension cord. They was like, man, just straight from the south, man. That dude didn't play. Um, his oldest son ran away because he was like 16. He ran away. He got tired of that shit. But that's I seen people do that. Build a damn shack. In my lifetime. But the thing is that that's what people do. In certain towns or cities, they allow that because I guess they know people gotta have a place to live. I mean, I don't know. If I had something to do with it, I just wouldn't allow that shit. I don't. People don't need to build no damn shacks in 2020. Anything. There's plenty of, like, you don't even got to do that now because shit, Home Depot, they have, you could, in Amazon, you could buy a whole house, a little mini tiny home that's like a shed, and you know what I'm saying, it's at least comes with like exterior and some type of siding or trim, so it don't look like no shack. But I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, you don't really got to do that nowadays. It's no need for you to. It shouldn't be no reason that people in America in 2020 anything should have to build no damn shack. I just don't I just don't see no reason for that. And I think, like, yeah, like if you living in a shack, like you should get some type of fucking US I don't know, the hood, the should give you some type of voucher to pay for some type of housing for you or something. I don't know. Habitat for Humanity build you a house, some shit like that. Cause it's like, man, I mean, that's just I don't think that is necessary. But housing is a luxury. It's not something that you get for free. The closest thing that you can get for is like certain states, and I think even Illinois does this, but I don't know. It's different by state and county or whatever. But it's certain states that I know of that I don't know exactly where, but this is what I heard. Like part of people like women's Section 8 is they get a house. Like this the Section 8 local Section 8 or whatever HUD department, they just get them a house and then that's it. They don't, that's their full benefit. And then they wash their hands, you know, good luck with the house. Here's your house. Enjoy it, and there you go. Like they don't give like no monthly payment and all that. They just give you a house. Like I don't know where they do this, and maybe I'm making this up. If I'm wrong, I mean that's comment section is wide open. But yeah, certain states, yeah, they just give you a house. They know you need a house. Okay, you got kids. Okay, okay, here's your house, and then they just give you a house, and they don't just pay you no monthly payment for no 18 years. It comes out cheaper for them just give you the house than pay for rent, $1,500 a month for 20 years or something like that. They just give you the damn house. And then that's your lifetime benefit is that house that they give you. I mean, I don't know where they do this, but this is what I heard. Now, I might be wrong, but the thing is this. Um, it shouldn't be no reason. America is very, very wealthy as far as the actual federal budget. I'm not talking about the state, the county, or whatever. I'm just talking about as far as I know, federal budget, they have enough wealth and resources and even getting debt bonds from other countries and stuff like China or whatever. They have trillions of dollars as far as their budget every year. They have enough money to actually fund these types of things where I mean obviously they have to pay for Section 8. That's federal funding for that. But other than that, they ain't giving you no house for average able-bodied person that's able to work, whatever. They're qualified, to work and all that. They not giving you no house. It's just not giving you no house. The best you can get is probably some type of down payment assistance or something like that. But you're not getting a house. So that's why, people that are, prideful or whatever, they trying to survive. And I get it. And that's where the housing costs, problems and conversation comes to the, topic or whatever, or people talking about it or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's a big cost, and then a lot of people not not able to do it or whatever. They got priced out. They got caught, watching, and then the interest rates got high and housing costs got high. And the thing is that a lot of times people don't know when to buy, and they don't know, you know, it's kind of like the old song with forgot dude name, knowing when them hold them, know when to fold them. Like it's just people just kind of don't know what to do and stuff. They just be watching, and then you know, next thing you know, they just basically got caught looking, and they don't they stuck wherever they are, which is renting, or living with their parents. And it's like, yeah, you gotta know when to jump in and when to seize opportunities. See me, how I look at things is, I don't mind buying a fixer upper. I don't mind buying a house that nobody really wants, as long as it's sound, as long as it's can be fixed up. Other people don't have that concept. They don't look at it like that. You know, I look at things differently because the way I look at it is, this is what I will tell you, what I know about real estate that you don't know. Or maybe you probably do know, maybe, but here's the thing. It's three things that's very, very difficult when it comes to real estate. Buying is not the most difficult. And I'm talking about cash. Even buying a house cash is not the most difficult part about real estate. It's three things that's very, us just look at it from difficulty to not difficult, or the least difficult to the most difficult. Buying actually isn't the most difficult. I'll give it as second. It's second as far as difficulty. The first difficult thing about, and the most difficult thing about real estate, is actually the fucking renovations. I mean, that is the worst thing you probably gonna ever have to deal with in your life. If you pay cash, you already know what I'm talking about. You ain't got no loan, you ain't got no, you know what I'm saying, mortgage, 301 or 203B loan or rehab loan. Your hard owned cash or whatever, you used it to fix your house up. That's one of the hardest things you could do. It's like fucking repairing a Ferrari or Lamborghini. It's like up there as far as the cost and all of that that's involved with that. That's the most hardest part about real estate, or actually these houses that need fixing up and all of that. The renovations. The second part is, yeah, buying the property, actually getting. Nobody's giving you, they're not gonna just give it to you. You got to put some money up, right? Now the good thing with me is, I got a good deal before the market bubble. So I had got a good deal because the guy, by the time the dude understood what was going on, and the whole world, basically, drove the prices of houses up. Dude really was like, the guy I bought the house from off of a land contract. He was hoping that I didn't even pay for the contract. He was hoping that I would stop paying so he can get the house back, because prices went through the roof, and he had what he had, and he wasn't necessarily buying more real estate. And he realized, basically, if he probably would have waited a year or two and not sold anything, he would have made a whole bunch more money. But at the time, I think he was going through some like financial challenges, and he was trying to sell his inventory because he had like a whole bunch of properties. But anyway, um yeah, second is actually buying the property. And the third, which is the least problem, is actually trying to sell the property. That's not, that is difficult too. But it's the least out of the three. But first first difficulty is actually renovating. Renovating is actually the most challenging part about real estate. It's, people's idea of it is that actually buying real estate is the most challenging. No, that's the second least, I would say. The first is renovations. That's why people want to buy a house that's move-in ready. They will pay more, they will get a mortgage for it and all that. That's the reason they'll do it, because it's it's a lot involved with renovating houses. It's very expensive, it's costly, it's timely. It's like constructing a house all over again. House was, a typical house takes about a year for them to build it. So with an existing home, it could take that time, but usually takes about 6 months. So it takes half the time to basically, let's say, renovate a house, that basically do what would be called a complete gut job. Take out the existing structure that's not needed, or not desired, and then fully renovating the house, new drywall, new framing, if it's some framing damage, you need structural issues, fixing those, then drywall, taping and mud, painting, floors, fixtures, kitchen, bathroom, flooring, all of that type of stuff, exterior work, you know, um, garage work, landscaping, all of that is, yeah, it's very, very costly, and including paying the taxes and um, all of that type of stuff, city water and all of those are a factor as well. So yeah, it's buying a house is, it's not the hardest part by far. Like, it's not like my housing budget probably for this house, to fix up, to fully renovate, it's probably going to be 6 times what I paid for this house. So there you go. Like, I mean, buying a house is not a problem at all, in my opinion, versus renovating a house. That's the hardest part. That is the hardest part about renovations and houses and all that, real estate, fixing and flipping, all that. And then a lot of times, yeah, it's hard to find certain people. It takes some time. Like, you got to build up a network of contractors. You got to kind of have like a Rolodex of contractors, and you have to vet them and all of that type of stuff. Take some time, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you a tripped out story. Like, this just happened to me recently. So, why? Like, I had a issue with drywall. Talked about it many a times, and I had some problems, like finding somebody to really help me, and I'm still learning, man. I'm green in a lot of regards, man, when it comes to even houses and stuff like that, even at my age, because I kind of started late. Like, some people don't, don't even start, or some people started earlier than I did. Maybe they had a house or two or whatever, but I started when I started, which is pretty much my mid 30s, when I really got, I would say, really got into real estate. Um, my early 30s, basically. And basically, like, I didn't get I got, okay, with this house, I finally got a decent quote on drywall, and it's like, it took me so long to get a quote. Like, I went through a lot of different, people or whatever, and it's like, now I got a good quote. And it's like, man, I mean, it took me how long to get this, I mean, it's like, sometimes it be like that. Like, it's not that you can't find people. A lot of times it's a cost issue. Most of the times it's a cost issue, because if it's not a cost issue, you could get a real estate construction company, and you could just go to a construction. I mean, I'm be honest, like, I do know. I mean, if you were out of town, it's very simple. You just go to a construction company, and then give them your address. They come over. They tell you, okay, give me a couple days, and I'm gonna run some figures, and then they just gonna basically take some pictures, a video. They gonna give you a full breakdown of all the material costs, the labor costs of the entire renovation of the house. And then it's gonna be $95,000. And it's like, yeah, like that, that is what they're gonna charge you because they're a construction company. Um, that's what they do. They reconstruct homes, they build homes from the ground up. They're gonna give you a retail cost of how you gonna fit how them fixing your entire house up from scratch, and they gonna do it well. They gonna, it might be some issues, but basically they gonna do it. They gonna get the ground running. They got a whole crew. They got whatever you need. They got bulldozers. They got a team of construction workers. They gonna give you a timeline and all of that. But that's the most expensive way to get your house fixed. And that doesn't help you. That doesn't necessarily help you to resell the house because, all right, if you bought the house for 100 grand, and then they charge you 95 to renovate the house. You're not gonna make that much profit off of that. Most people, that's why they don't do that. That's why they don't go call a construction company and just fix the house up. Like people people call construction companies to build brand new houses. And they call them to renovate houses too. There's like existing structures. But that's just like, people that do that usually they doing that because they already have some type of established agreement, or they doing that because they about to rent the house out for a long term, rental, and they already priced it in, and they're not necessarily trying to fix and flip the house. They just trying to rent the house out, for a long term, and kind of they already got a price in mind because with rentals, you got kind of a different type of strategy when it comes to fix and flip. When fix and flip, you looking at ARV, your after repair value. With rentals, you look at ROI, which is your return on investment. So let's say, okay, your investment is, let's just round it out at $200,000. Well, it's expensive. The construction company, they're gonna charge you that. They do a good job. Houses, pretty much not even rent ready. You really could flip the house, but you can't really make that much off the flip. But you got a really good house that you can rent out. Everybody's gonna want to rent this house, or live here or whatever and pay rent. So like you pretty much you can get somebody in there and say you looking for Section 8, voucher holders. Get somebody in there. Your investment is $200,000. So basically you gotta factor in how much your rent cost is, and um basically like you probably can get like $1,600 for rent or something like that. So basically you look at that and you calculate your net rental profit, because you also got to pay taxes, so you got to factor in that. So you look at, okay, out of that $1,600, you got a tax bill that's like, say it's about like 4 grand. So you gotta minus your taxes and basically upkeep and all of that. Whatever's left over, you take that amount and you times that. I mean, basically, you basically times that by how many months it'll take you to get your $200,000 back. and it's usually it'll be like with $200,000, roughly it's gonna take you about 10 years, give or take, more or less, to get your investment back. Your return off your investment back is gonna take you about 10 years. So after the 10-year mark, you'll start. You'll basically get your return off your investment back. I mean, of course, you got to take out some aspects of, during that 10 years, you probably gonna have 3 or 4 tenants, might have like 1 or 2 evictions. Um, you gonna have to possibly do some light renovations. Like, you should never have to reconstruct the house. That'll be a nightmare, but that can happen. But you'll probably most likely have to do some painting, sanding, might have to do some drywall patches here and there. You might have to redo some floors, uh do some, maybe a new kitchen cabinet set, maybe a new bathroom, after a few years, let's say 5 or 6 years. So you got to put that in the cost as well, like you're gonna have to do some renovations over that period of time. That's gonna definitely cut into your ROI. But you'll essentially get that money back over that period of time. Then now you have the option where you could sell a house, or you already got your return back over time, but you could either sell it and then make more money off of your investment, but you already got that money back over that 10-year, let's just say that 10-year period. So you can do whatever you want. You could, at that point, you could sell the property, or you could just keep renting it out. So I mean, that's how you factor in, rentals versus, fix and flips. So flips, it's your after repair value minus, cost of purchase, cost of renovations. Basically that's what dealing with. So um, you mainly, you gotta the key to that is you gotta keep your renovation costs down. As far as like, you have a budget and you can't go over that, because anything over, once the higher your budget goes, the less you're gonna make, after you sell a property. So that's why, go through a construction company is the most expensive way to do, renovations. It's like with a car. It's like taking your car to the car dealership. I mean, that's the most, it's the recommended place to take your vehicle, but it's going to be the most expensive because, that's just usually how it goes. Or taking your car like to Firestone, what I'm saying, like, or Midas, or, all of these different offshoot kind of car repair franchises that are based off of you kind of having it kind of costs very close to the price of taking your car to the dealership, but they're designed to compete with car dealers that have service centers, and it kind of gives you like some type of convenience that you don't have to take your car to the car dealership, but you damn near paying the same amount that if you go into the car dealership, you know, versus the least is obviously some type of, mechanic that works out of his garage and or alley mechanic per se, you know, hopefully that does good work, but that would probably be the least cost, of course. So, yeah, I mean, real estate is one of those things where, as far as, becoming, rich and wealthy, you got to get into. Second is stocks, bonds, mutual funds, forex. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another aspect of what millionaires, how they make money, and the third will be businesses. Making money off of businesses. You know, whether you have some type of franchise or like one of the things I'm noticing, a lot of Indians they have. I always go to Indians because Indians are really good with business. They don't really get credit for that. A lot of people don't really give them much credit for being really good businessmen. But one of the things I have to say I noticed, they get in a lot of franchises. One of the franchises I'm noticing is they're into this franchise called Wingstop. So a franchise, so it's probably wherever you are in your particular area or neck of the woods, you've either order Wingstop or about this place. It's you drive past this place at the strip mall, and you see it, and about Wingstop. Well, I noticed that they really into that, and they do, and I could tell they're doing fairly well with it because Wingstop is a popular brand and it's pretty much sells itself, and they teach you how to manage these places. But the thing with it, with these franchises, is you gotta have either credit, or you have to have some type of cash to get into these franchises. It costs certain, it's a certain level of cost that you have to have to get these franchises. You call them or contact them, they'll tell you what um the cost for the franchise fee or whatever, or the minimum cost that they have. And I don't know what it is with Wingstop. I think I remember with Subway. I think Subway was like 30 grand or less or something like that. And that was what the initial cost was for Subway. um so it's like, yeah, they kind of, it kind of great. I see them in having these wing stops, and I know they really good with pretty much dealing with credit too. A lot of people don't think about it, where one of the aspects of having, let's just say, good business credit or something like that, you can qualify for a loan. Or let's not say a loan. You could qualify, like these franchises, they'll give you the franchise off of a business loan, basically a credit loan that they, like, for example, let's say Wingstop is the minimal value cost that you have to have is $150,000. And to build the Wingstop, like a low end Wingstop is let's say $300,000. Well, they'll give you the credit. Okay, they'll extend, basically give you a wing stop, and pay for the location, build out and everything, train you on how to operate wing stops and everything. That's part of the franchise. They don't just let you go, you know start a wing stop. They have to train you on how to use their brand, and how to cook the food and prepare for the day, and all of the aspects of the business. They train you on that. That's one of the things that franchises do. And they will basically, yeah, give you basically a credit line of, let's just say, $500,000, so you can start a wing stop. And then basically, your monthly. They'll charge you a monthly payment. Let's just say $3,000 a month, and then you got a Wingstop brand that pretty much sells itself. That's one of the things about a franchise. Like, Wingstop, basically, it's not like it's a new business. You already know what Wingstop offers. They got coupons that are accepted. What the sauces they have. The different menu items is the same everywhere. It's pretty much universal, right? So you gonna go to the Wingstop, and all you gotta do, they gotta have good customer service, because you ain't gonna want to go to the Wingstop. If it's a bad Wingstop, bad employees, that's gonna discourage you anywhere it goes. But as long as they got good customer service, some good employees there, you're gonna come to the Wingstop and buy what Wingstop has to offer, because you know what Wingstop has to offer. So let's just say Wingstop is gonna make way more than $3,000 a month. Wingstop probably will make that on a slow Sunday. So then you got, you know, 30, 29 more days to, make a profit, for your business, and pay yourself some type of salary or whatever, because you're gonna be working there. I'll be seeing them working there. I'll be seeing, like, it'll be like three or four of them, a family or something like that, or friends. They working at the Wingstop, and then they got employees. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's just something that, businesses, yeah, you make money off of actual businesses. You could have one Wingstop, then you could have another. You can have a Papa John's. You can have a Pizza Hut. You can have a lot of these businesses are have franchises. You know, you could have a freaking a Panda Express. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you just, these conversations, man. That's why, I just kind of, if I wouldn't have this channel, I'd be somewhat probably talking to myself, because it's nobody else really hardly talking about this type of shit. It's some financial guys on here talk about this stuff, but it's like it's conversations that's not really had. It's like, these are the things that make your life changed. Like, a lot of the conversations, even, let's go back to, like, okay, we're talking about the three things that are the main issues that people have: health, social problems with people, like, friends, family, let's just say strangers, you know relationships. Those are social issues. And third is money, right? Money issues, right? Well, a lot of the conversations, the reason why those conversations are so toxic, why people are like, man, fuck you, bitch, man, you a bitch ass nigga, all of this type of shit, is because people is basically, I heard this from Gilly. I think he's called Gilly the Kid, $1 million worth of game. He said he called it broken angry. A lot of people that are broke are frustrated. And I know, I understand. It is fucking frustrating to to be, struggling from day in and day out, and you don't really know how to really deal with it. You don't, what I'm saying? You're running away from the Broke Geniuses channel, because you want to run away from your problems. You don't want to deal with your problems. So, the Broke Genius, he just some old elite dork ass nigga that, can't get no bitches or some shit. Whatever. However you want to think about me to conceptualize your brokenness. But you don't want to come here and actually deal with your problems. So you want to go to other people's channels and then cuss them out. and call them, bitches and all of this other stuff and cuss people out. I mean, it's some really good entertainment. It's entertainment that, get some notoriety, and other people even chime in and, send donations talking about how you such a bitch, or a bum, or you ugly, or you fat, or whatever. I mean, it's, I get it, but you got to understand, a lot of this is based off of frustrations of either, it's not even just money, it could be a combination of things, um being uptight, being, a lot of these things, look at it like a circle. It's like health, social issues, money issues. It's like, okay, if you got money issues, you probably got social issues. Cause don't nobody like, people treat you, a lot of times people treat you according to your financial, women are very much guilty of doing this. But they don't, it's not just them that do this. Of course, men do this as well. They treat you, a lot of times people treat you according to, let's just call it your financial power. If you generally, like, if you, even culturally, right, people think, or their concept is, most, it is statistically, they think, okay, most black people don't have any money, right? So if you walk in, let's even go back to the car dealership. You walk in a car dealership, they like, they automatically assume you got bad credit, you got no money. Well, sometimes people go to the car dealership and they don't even need credit. They got enough money to buy the car outright. They came to the car dealership to buy the car outright. So it's some car dealers, they just don't even talk, they don't even ask you, can I help you or anything like that, because they think you just ain't got the money for it. Um, they don't even want to run your credit or anything like that, or even try to even sell your car, because they already assume, because of your ethnicity or whatever, you don't have any money. And, statistically and everything like that, they might be right. It might be something to that. But it's like, okay, everybody doesn't obviously have that problem. Um, it is, some people of all different ethnicities that have money. It's not something. It's not a unique thing here. But the thing is that, um, a lot of times, what the thing is that people do have, a problem as far as being able to, you know socially deal with the fact that they're financially struggling. People treat you, accordingly, again, uh according to how much money they think you even have. If you They don't know where you are, it's like, they don't, if you don't, if not flashy or anything like that, if you don't dress flashy or anything, they have no way of knowing that you're, a fluent person or whatever, let's just say. So, people tend to just treat people bad, let's just say, and especially if you're black, like you, get treated really bad, because they just, people, that's how people judge you. But when they find out you got a little money, they like, okay, it's kind of like they treat you like, Samuel Jackson off of Candyman. It's like, they, damn, okay, you one of them, uppity, slaves or some shit like that. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, a lot of times that's just how people are, man. They, people are really bad towards others, and they might be even the same scenario. They might be in the same financial scenario, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it goes back to how I look at it is, you probably should be more empathetic towards others. If you're struggling or whatever, you should be, more sensitive to others. But no, I mean, You see this online, like you see people, lashing out on other people. And one of the things that I noticed, on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, especially, YouTube, a lot of these people are financially struggling. That's why they focus on race politics and shit. Like, oh, you not an FBA or not an 80, sort of, but behind all of that is financial. A lot of things behind a lot of things is people coping with financial struggle, and that's why jump to all of these different other topics because they're running away because dealing with financial problems is very, very challenging. It is extremely, extremely challenging. It's more easier for me to focus on cultural, ethnic identity and stuff like that than to focus on, okay, how can I become a millionaire today? How can I make a whole bunch of money as fast as I possibly can? You know, why I gotta go to my job, right? Like, how can how can I do these things? And it's like, yeah, those conversations are more difficult to transpire than trying to focus on where your people from. What I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter where your people from. You got an eviction notice on your door and your car payment is 2 months behind, like I remember, Twitter. Twitter is an amazing place, right? So I saw some dude, this guy, he does a lot of recovery or whatever, and this guy was washing his car, and the recovery guy, I don't know, I guess he followed him, whatever. He knew the car was on the list, and it's a big thing, man. Like a lot of people that like even this is a a wise guy, man. I've been witnessed a lot of different stuff, man. And one of the things that I witnessed was the recovery business, how they recover these cars. Like, people don't even know that this exists, right? So these tow trucks, they have like, I want to say this equipment is like close to $10,000, or at the very least a few $1,000s. And the police have this equipment too. Basically, they're very expensive cameras that take digital photos with like um precision accuracy, and it takes like less than, let's just say, a second for these cameras to flash, and they basically flashing, taking a picture of your license plate, and it goes through a database really quick. And if it comes up with a hit, which means that your license plate is associated with a car that you're driving that is on a database, that it is marked for recovery because you didn't pay the car note or whatever. And you thinking as a person, oh well, I'm in Michigan, and I know I owe this car payment or whatever. I got this car payment. I got the car in Michigan, and then you go to Utah to find a new job or whatever, new life, because you don't want to give up your car, and you want to start a new life in Utah, and you thinking, man, I'm off the hook. I got a brand new car, man. Forget paying that payment. That's beyond me right now. I'm in Utah. They ain't gonna find me, and blah blah blah. I'm good to go. You start blocking your, car payment company call, or whatever finance company you got your car from. You just block them at that point because you good to go, because you don't know. Well, here's the thing. This is how this works. It's some. Here's the thing, right? it's something called a unified effort that is unbeatable. It's one of the strengths that Europeans use very, very well. It's one of their strongest strengths. Is basically unity, or let's just call it unified effort. Let's just say. Well, it doesn't work where you think like you just okay, you get a car in Michigan and they just looking for the car in Michigan or in your particular area. Well, recovery companies are national. So basically, the cameras that take the photography at a millisecond or whatever as far as speed, and they flash license plates to see. And that's literally what these tow trucks drive around. That's why they go around in a lot and they just like circle the lot. And you probably seen a tow truck like come around your vehicle, and you like, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? He's flashing different license plates around a particular parking lot or whatever, trying to see if he comes up with a hit. So basically, it doesn't matter where the car is. If that car comes up with a hit, the tow truck driver can automatically tow that car. It doesn't he's it's not like people. This is how people think, and people are dumb. That's how people get paid, off of dumb people. Okay, and you learn. Some people don't even never learn this. They just don't know, because it's not like they're gonna tell them. So I had found this out, through basically my ex-wife. Her car got repoed, and I learned all of this stuff because I didn't know all of this existed. But basically, it doesn't matter where the car is. It's not like you just because you're in Michigan, tow truck drivers in Michigan is looking for the car. Your car is national, meaning if you owe the company wherever that car is, if a tow truck driver gets a hit on that, I guess they got to be part of a database. They probably got to have some type of like membership fee, whatever the hell they got to do. I don't know as far as what all that entails. But what I do know is when they hit that license plate and it comes up on the database as basically it's marked for recovery, don't matter where the car is, they can just pull their little, their tow truck bar or whatever, and pull that car away, and automatically they're going to get paid, and they know they're going to get paid. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if when the car comes up with a hit, it gives them the dollar amount that the car that they will get for the recovery. But I don't even know. But they know if the car is marked for repo, they know they're going to get paid from the finance company a fee, because the finance company wants that car so they can resell it. What's going on, Lonzo? Salute, brother. So like basically, yeah, that's how that works. And people have absolutely no idea. And that's how the police works. That's why they kind of they pull you over. If your license is suspended, you got a warrant. They flash your license plates with the same technology. They already know you have a warrant, and or your license is suspended um by the fucking license plate. So you driving around, and then they just like boom, they just pull you over. And then yeah, they come up with the bullshit. Yeah, your light is out, or you made a turn. They'll lie and say anything to pull you over. They the reason they pulled you over is because they already knew you had a warrant, and or your license is suspended or revoked. That's why guys will get their girlfriend to get the car in her name, and they'll drive it, because if you driving around and your license is suspended, and obviously if you got a warrant, you driving around with a fucking bullseye. you know um like I said, these cops have the same technology on their vehicles, the cameras that flash, like, you know, take pictures every like millisecond of, lightning speed. They could take like so many photos within a second of each other, of different cars in passing. And that's how they find out, like, okay, all these traffic stops where they get warrants and all this stuff. And it gets real heated because if you stop somebody if they got a warrant, man, a lot of times that's where it's high speed chases, shootouts, and all that type of stuff. Because nobody trying. Somebody got a warrant for murder. I mean, that's got to be one of the most dangerous traffic stops. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know. Maybe it's domestic violence, but yeah, that's how they find out. Like, they got these cameras, man. These high level, high tech cameras that could flash every second of your license plate, and it pulls up certain data on you. But the thing, all of that is what I'm saying is that as far as that guy that he got his car repoed, he was in a car wash. The dude pulled right out. He wasn't even paying attention. He was going to pay for the car wash, like get something out the vending machine or something, maybe some, like, I don't know, some wax or something like that. And then, man, with dude, basically, he just basically casually pulled right back in there, pulled his little latch out to pull the car away. He pulled the car away, and then the dude started running behind him. Man, he made a quick left and he was gone. Dude was chasing him in the car. And it's like, man, dude was going to get his car washed, you know, so he could pose some more. And he basically, man, he he didn't even know that the repo man was behind him. Man, like, when you got your car, I've been through shit like that, man. I'm not talking about what I don't know. Like, I mean, when your car is under repossession, man, you're supposed to lock your car in the garage until you can get your payments, man, caught up. That's how you got to deal with that, man. And then, yeah, they gonna come to your house talking about some, yeah, where the car at and all that type of shit. They gonna do that, but they cannot come in your garage. That's what I do know. And then all you got to do is just, you got to pay. You got to keep your, get your payments caught up. Once you get your payments caught up, they can't repo. They ain't gonna repo your car. But to drive around in your car knowing you under repossession, man, I mean, that shit is a whole nother level of, they gonna come take your damn car away. And that's where the car auctions come in. So you got one of the biggest car auction companies in the United States is Manheim. And Manheim basically is big, as far as, like, one, you gotta have a dealer's license to buy the cars there. And you can get a dealer, you can use a dealer to buy the car for you, but you got to pay a fee. But that's where the cars go when they get repossessed. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They go to Manheim. So, like, yeah, it's a big industry, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like billions of dollars. It's a multi-billion dollar industry. And these companies, man, they got it down to a science. And then now cars have the GPS in it, so you're cooked. If they don't pay, if you don't pay, they know the cars. Even they know the cars in the garage, but they can't go in your garage and take it though. They can harass the hell out of you, but they can't come in your garage and take it. You just, you gonna pay it. And they could knock on your door, they could knock hard, but they can't take your car out your garage, because basically it's a private matter. It's like, basically your car is a secured asset. It's like, it's not owned by you. It's owned by the finance company, but they can't go in your car and your garage and take it because that's stealing. Because they can steal a car if it's out in the open. But if it's in the garage, that's a property crime because they're breaking and entering into your house, into your home. So they can't just break the garage door open and take the car. So they can harass you. It's nothing stopping them from knocking on your door or whatever besides the police. You know what I'm saying? But basically, like, that's the only thing you could do. If you drive it around in the cars, you know it's under repossession order. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna catch you. You know what I'm saying? You could be out just going to go get a latte, and then they could pull up right behind you. You know what I'm saying? You can't. They can't take the car when you in there though. That's two way. Like, they can't take the car while you driving it. That's against the law. You could sue them for that. And then definitely they can't break in your garage and take it because they will be going to jail for burglary at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is that I've been through all of that type of shit, man. That's how I know. But I mean, you don't have to get no car. You know what I'm saying? Like a car payment, man. About 5 grand, you can get a decent Honda Accord. You know what I'm saying? Get you around, get you a Chevy Impala. You straight, man. You good. Get if you really concerned, you can get a warranty, get some warranty coverage, and you're good. You're good to go. But I mean, the thing is this. You know, I know I'm like all over the place, but let me go back to the fact that a lot of times these conversations as far as business and investments and real estate and stuff like that, these conversations are more needed. I know I talk about I make fun about simps and all of that and all of it, because simps is a big thing too, man. Simps mess up the game. Simps give these women an outlet to basically just basically use men for their um basically just I'll say feminist playbook or whatever. They use men's financial resources, and simps is one of those assets that they use to keep this shit going, to keep up that bullshit, and they drive the costs up, as well. Simps drive up the cost, man. Um, and they give these women an outlet, man, to behave the way they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna still go in on simps, but the thing is that when it comes down to you know why people act the way they do and all of that, why arguing and talking about all kind of other stuff, is because behind all of that is a bunch of broken, angry people. Okay. I haven't, I've talked about this before, and I understand it. I very much understand the plight. I get it. You don't have enough money. You know, you're struggling, and you don't have. Instead of like, you know, in theory, my channel, and I don't know, maybe I haven't really corralled it, or I haven't really been inviting, I guess you could say, as far as inviting other people and stuff like that to have, in theory, this channel should be an outlet for those broken, angry people to come and be honest with themselves, to kind of change their life, so they're not broke and angry anymore. But I mean, what I see is just kind of people just running away from it. You know, just basically, um, running away from their reality. Let me pause for station identification.
Damn near about to cry. I'm broke. I'm really a broke nigga, yo. I'm really a broke nigga. I'm really a broke nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, why people ain't trying to, come and buy any budget calendars or budget, my budget template, and why nobody, what I'm saying, contacted me and all that. I mean, I ain't gonna say that I'm the best marketer. I'm not, like I say, I haven't been that inviting, Um, but yeah, it's like it's kind of weird because I know these people, man, are struggling, and that's why they have all of this vengeance and all of this, anger. You know what I'm saying? And they're frustrated because I mean, I don't see a bunch of millionaires or 100,000naires, right, coming on YouTube to cuss people out, purposely cuss people out. Like, I mean, this might be a few people who, that I can recall off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? One of those last names might be, or names might be Truck. It starts with a B. But um, most people are not rich, or whatever, and coming online to argue with people, man, to cuss people out, are looking forward to it. That's not what well off people do, man. It's just not that's not what they into. You know what I'm saying? They not trying to come online because they broke and angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not like politics and political parties and all of that type of stuff. I mean, I give them that. I see that a lot of times, but it's not like it's not like they um coming online, man, trying to argue with people and shit. All that. That's definitely giving. I'm financially struggling and I don't know how to deal with it or address it. I don't know how to work these things out, but I'm really struggling. You know what I'm saying? My child support check is in arrears and I'm barely making it. I'm barely getting by, you know, but I can't, the best way I can deal with it is come online and cuss other men out and spread my frustrations out on other men, you know. So, um, it's a thing. And when I hear those conversations, it's like I have to I have to kind of be aware that, okay, even it might be entertaining, right? Hear somebody, cuss somebody out and all of that. It's shock value, right? Shock value is some value. That's why it's called shock value. But at the end of the day, man, these are people that, it's not productive. It's not productive conversation. Um, I mean, obviously, these people are, I'm not just saying that just black people just do this, but I mean, of course, people I'm listening to most of the time are black people, black men particularly, but not saying that, black women do the same thing, have the same behavior, come online and are broke and angry, and have other issues. A lot of this stuff goes into, like I said, social issues, um even health, drives you crazy. If frustrated, you got to go to work, you losing sleep, that brings stress, that starts to wear down your brain, start having mental problems, and start having, health issues. I mean, this stuff is very, like I said, it's like a cycle. It goes around and around. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I just have to kind of remind you of that. If you weren't aware of that, I have to kind of put a spotlight on that, and tell you and remind you that that is why these things are happening, why these people are acting the way they do. And not coming off like I'm an elite person where I'm like, rich, and I'm just telling you, the peasants, this is why you're acting the way you're acting, because you're a peasant. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, basically, you probably should, try to reach out to other people that, have financial expertise, so you can try to get some money, man. Because when you got $1 million in your bank account, I'm pretty sure whatever problem that you did have, as far as with other people and how angry you are at other people, how triggered you are by easily triggered you are by other people, you probably not gonna be that triggered, because you got enough money to go to Hawaii for a week, you know what I'm saying, like to frolic in the beach. You got enough money to kind of like get yourself regular massage treatments, certain things like that, where you probably didn't have it, like I said earlier, making $30,000, you know living with your mother, um in her, the bedroom you grew up in or whatever. Like, yeah, it's, this, even just your overall wherewithal for yourself. I mean, it's just totally different, man. I mean, like, you already probably know that. I mean, I'm not the first person that told you that, but I just want my words to be therapeutic, at the very least. Like, I'm not coming from an avenue of I'm trying to make fun of you. I just know what your problem is, because I've been there. I've been that person that, was frustrated and stuff like that. I have kind of, you know, I've stepped more. The older I'm getting, the more I've stepped into being more stoic. One of the things that I've kind of been, as far as when I've been on panels, like, even when people, like, are toxic and stuff like that, and I know they are, I don't even really, I don't try to mirror their frustration. Like, I'm very just relaxed and calm. Like, it's like other people that's like, yeah, like they'll cuss them out and all of that. No, that energy, I don't even like respond to that. Like, I'm not. I mean, it's kind of like being unbothered. You kind of, it takes a lot more for, you to be bothered when you're not bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then knowing what people's problems is, and you like, okay, well, you know, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna respond to none of that. It's like you being a therapist. Your client, your patient has issues. Even if they cuss you out, you just, you like, okay, you're not gonna cuss them out back. You just go, they have issues. Like a lot of times, that's what I know. Like I know people have issues and stuff like that, and I know why they have issues. I know, okay, what they perspective they come from, and I'm empathetic to a certain degree too. Empathy is a superpower. And, a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one way you can get some pussy, like being empathetic. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know how many times I've gotten pussy off of just being empathetic, just understanding the broad struggle, got me some motherfucking pussy. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's a thing where you gotta understand, man. People got problems, man. Everybody got problems. Like I say, mainly people got three problems. It's more problems than that, but typically three problems. Health, social issues, and money issues. And the thing is that, again, it's not like people just gonna just give you money. Like it's not like that. Like it can be like that, and it very much it can be like that to a different regard. Like your parents, okay, who's gonna give you some money? Like your family, your parents, your good friends. Yeah, they'll give you some money. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want it back, right? But for the most part, people ain't just gonna give you no money like that. Money kind of comes hard to be. And then some people don't have the social construct that everybody else. Some people don't really have family. An orphan, he doesn't really have that much family. If he lucky to have adopted parents, I don't notice the stats on orphans and how, if they get adopted. Some of them, you know, turn 18 and then they, basically are unwarded from the state, and they're adults and they got to go on their own. So the thing is that, it's like, we're very this is a very competitive country. It's this the wealth paradigm people don't really even talk about. People talking about all kind of other stuff, but people don't really talk about the wealth paradigm in this country. What do I mean by broke genius? I mean, what do you mean about the wealth paradigm? Okay, well, basically, who has the wealth, who has the power, and why is it so unequitable to get inside this wealth paradigm? For you to become wealthy, why is it so challenging? Okay, why is it only 1% or less than 1% of individuals are you know millionaires and billionaires or whatever, even rare in this country. And it's because understanding the wealth paradigm is like almost like the science within itself. It's like, okay, breaking this stuff down, even trying to break it down and kind of understanding it from layers, and not so much being obsessed by it. I don't want you to be obsessed by this, and I don't I'm learning to not be obsessed by it as well, not even focus on it. But the thing is this, like, what I do is I definitely do think about it too much, I would say. But I think about it more than I think about my other issues, like, you know it's like social issues. And I think about my health more. I'm thankful that I do have fairly decent health. I'm working on, improving that, of course. I mean, but the thing is that you know what to do. I'm just giving you the game plan on what to do. It's harder to actually do it though. You know, talk is cheap, like they say, right? Actually trying to do it is very difficult. Like, for example, actually trying to get this one house off the ground and get it fixed up and everything like that with the minimal experience that I had, all of the things I learned, from this transaction, from this house that, I didn't know before I got this house. It's like, yeah, it's a big learning curve. It's, a lot of gray hairs was, pretty much, turned gray because trying to deal with all of this stuff, probably age myself, but yeah, I mean, you got to do something. You got to actually try to do, do what you can. It's like, even if you can't afford a house, I mean, stack up some money. Like, stacking up some money is always good, because the thing about it is, like, okay, let's just not just talk about houses, right? So when we talking about momentum, right? Building up momentum. If you got, some money saved, like, okay, you building up the millionaire savings plan, right? You're basically, you're moving up these steps. Okay, you got 4 grand going, right? You're on steps 1 and 3. Man, by the time you get to steps 4 and 6, man, you got, 8,000, or, moving up, the ladder to 20, 32,000 dollars. Guess what? Okay, yeah, you might be a renter. Okay, fine. You don't like to listen to the broke jeans, because he broke jeans hate renting, and you feel guilty listening to broke jeans or whatever. But here's the thing, right? If you saving money, guess what you got money for? You got money to buy cars to resell, depending on, how you do it. I mean, I ain't trying to, get nobody in no trouble, but you do have to make sure you be careful, what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is this: you got money, man, to buy assets that at a deep discounted rate when you see it. Where other people that don't have that money, they can't buy. They can't buy. Like, it's people, forget houses, right? It's people that can't afford to buy anything because they ain't got no money. That's what happened in 2008. In 2008, a lot of people didn't have any money. Hell, you could have bought in 2008, after the 2008 collapse, man, you could have bought a house. You could have bought a house, man. You know how much I bought a house for? I bought a house for $1. You could have bought a house for like 15 grand that didn't even need nothing hardly. That could have been rent ready for like less than 10 grand. Like, I mean, it was, so much inventory available. It was crazy inventory available, because don't know didn't nobody people lost their houses, and people were shook. Okay, people didn't know what was going on. They was talking about the depression, it's the depression, and blah 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 blah. And people just didn't have, a lot of people lost their jobs, and people getting unemployment, and um it was a really really bad time that people don't really talk about. They like try to forget it. I think, a lot of times people just try to forget shit. That's their coping strategy, to just forget it ever even happened. Well, that was how I learned finances so in detail, like I do, because after that time, I wanted to make sure that I was never blindsided like that ever again. And I wanted to find out why that happened, how did it happen, and how I can come on the other end of that and be successful. Where I'm the person that got the money to buy the houses, buy the cars for deep discounted rates, so I can resell them later, and so on and so forth. And that's what I did. And I took that journey. I went real deep in the rabbit hole, in the financial rabbit hole after 2008. That was one of the biggest, and that's why, one of the reasons why I started this channel. I started this channel around, I think, like 2015 or something like that. Um, I mean, that the thing is that, it's a thing where, things, history is bound to repeat for sure. And the thing is when you got money, you can buy a lot of things at a discounted rate. Somebody, okay, just think about it like this. The first week of the month is some of the best times to buy, like, let's just say, like, cars, deep discounted, like, products, people trying to sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever, because every first week of the month is somebody short on rent, somebody that is going to need to have a little help to pay their mortgage or their rent. You know what I'm saying? And if you got the money, you can get those deals every month. Just first week of the month, just basically knowing, okay, first 2 weeks it's gonna be some hell of a deals out here. It's gonna be a bunch of desperate renters or homeowners that's trying to sell some stuff because they need some money. And it doesn't matter who their race is. It could be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. They all gonna need some money on the first week of the month. Like, right now, we're in what? The first week of the month. This is the time. It's so many deals out there, so much things people trying to sell, because some of these people are looking to get some money to pay for their rent. They need some extra money. They already paid their rent, or they need some extra money to pay their rent. And, they trying to sell something, and it's like, man, I mean, having that money already is how you make more money, because you could buy some things, man, and resell them. Boom. You ain't gotta have no house. You know what I'm saying? You could be selling, man, motorcycles, cars. Um, you could buy anything that basically can be resold. It has a good resale value, whatever that is. Okay, long as it's legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you could do with money. Like, I mean, it ain't gotta be houses. Like, I mean, a lot of people can't afford no house. I can't afford to buy no another house. I'm heavily invested in this one still. So it's like, but the thing is that you got other things that's available to be sold. You know, that's for sale, that you could buy and resell it later. Like, people, like, for example, if you was really, really smart, like right now, you got like a storage facility somewhere, Like if you got good storage or ability to store a lot of stuff or whatever, man, you should buy a whole bunch of snowblowers. Buy a whole bunch of snowblowers. Buy like as many snowblowers as you can fucking find. And then by the time the end of October, uh November hit, or actually no, about December, about good December to January, from anywhere between November to January, it's gonna be a snowfall or two. And people gonna need some snow blowers. Guess what you got? You got a whole bunch of them. You work out something where you got a local repair shop. They repair snow blowers or whatever for the ones that don't work. As long as as long as they got a good resale value and it makes sense, you can get it fixed or whatever. Um, just put those to the side or whatever. You might be able to sell those to the people that fix snow blowers, as long as you got a good a good price that you bought them for. You got to make sure your price is right. You make money off of when you buy something. That's how you make your money. Make money when you buy it. Before you even sell it, that's how you make money. You make money when you buy. I know you heard that one before. But yeah, you buy a whole bunch um winter coats in the summertime. You buy a whole bunch of snowblowers in the what? Summertime. By the time the winter hit, boom, you got more fucking coats than Burlington Coat Factory. You got more snowblowers than a hardware store. That's how you think. That's how you invest. That's what I'm talking about. Where I'm talking about flipping items, flipping merchandise, flipping you know, getting maximum return for your dollar, man. I'm not saying save money and put it in a bank and collect interest. I'm saying use that money to buy things and resell them. If you know how to trade, you know how to chart, put that money in the stock market, trade, you know what I'm saying? Like it's stocks, man, that stock market is see, that's really why I'm confident, because I know with like little small amounts of money, I've done some major moves, right? You didn't see me on this channel. Like my Robin Hood challenge, man. I broke away, man. It lasted for a few years, a little $40, man. Lasted four years plus. I made a little headway. I made enough money to give money away to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave a little money away because I was robbing from the rich, give to the poor. That was why I was doing that. Man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I had a whole idea about that, right? I was hoping that I was gonna get so big with that Robin Hood challenge. I was gonna get a Robin Hood outfit, man, and come online. But yeah, man, I got tired of that, man. It pretty much fizzled out, man. I basically was doing trades and I wasn't doing no stop losses. And I slowly it just got to the point where I think I got down to like $7. And it was like, yeah, it was pretty much a wrap. I gave up. I threw in the towel. But yeah, I mean, it's like when you got bigger amounts of money, and it's like, if you got money, you can just blow up, man. You just like, man, I'm can't tell me nothing. You didn't seen the light. You like, okay, well, if I made $23 today, right? And I only had like 100 or two, or less than even 100. Okay, what's gonna happen if I had $100,000, $1 million? That means I'm gonna make like 230,000 in one day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make, you know, 2.3 million a day. You know what I'm saying? Like trading stocks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you get enough momentum, enough capital, that's gonna be a reality. Because you've seen it, you done it, you did it. It's called scaling. It's called you've you've done it on a lower means of investment. If you had a higher means of investment, you could make bigger gains. And it's like, yeah, you know, it gets frustrating. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to do this live stream. It gets frustrating, I know, and I'm speaking to the man and woman that they don't really have that much capital. They're still, basically kind of like shoestring budget, just kind of grassroots, you know, um, and they don't really, really have a lot of capital, but you got a lot of optimism. You believe you can, achieve, higher um goals and stuff like that. You can kind of envision yourself doing it. And you just kind of need more capital. You need more momentum. And it's frustrating trying to build that momentum. But I believe, like I say, I believe you're gonna do it. I believe it's gonna happen. You just gotta keep going and keep building that momentum up, and try not to destroy it. And how you destroy your momentum is basically bad health, um, and definitely, you know social issues can mess your momentum up too, because people can, mess your momentum up. You got a bad relationship and get involved with a bad woman. Your family can try to steal your money, all that type of stuff. I mean, friends, people, trying to, all that type of stuff, man. Social people in society, what I'm saying? Um, trying to, haters, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with haters, But yeah, you gonna make it. I believe you gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make it. And I mean, it's not hopeism. It's just, you've done it on a smaller scale, and you just need the momentum and money to do it on a bigger scale. And once you do it on a bigger scale, you're gonna be like, wow, okay. And you can do it because you've done it on with smaller amounts of capital. And that's all. I mean, that's pretty much kind of the gist of what I'm saying. I mean, you know, um, the thing is that it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Nobody wants to give you anything. Um, it's like, I don't know. I've not really tried to get any. Well, I have tried to get some startup capital and stuff like that. I've took steps to, I've submitted to Y Combinator, and I've done things, to try to reach out to people and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I mean, I've not necessarily even took any means. I'm not trying to get no business loan or anything, no business credit or anything like that, or try to qualify or anything like that. Nor do I want it, because see, here's the thing: when you get business credit, you get a loan, you got to pay that back. I'm not trying to be no scam artist or nothing like that. You know, um, loans you got to pay back. So I'm not into loans. I don't like loans per se. Like, I mean, especially if you got a business that you're not getting revenue. I think that's very, very dangerous If you getting a loan off of a business that's not getting revenue, because the concept of the wing stop makes sense, because you kind of can say, all right, you're gonna probably most likely get revenue because you got wing stop. Everybody like wing stop. Who don't like wing stop? Who don't like, flavored chicken wings? Now the thing is this, and fries and drinks, right? And all the kind of other desserts or whatever. Now here's the deal. When your business is not making money like that, you don't have that much brand recognition, you're not making money like that, and you get a loan based off of you gonna try to do something to get brand recognition and make money, that's a gamble. That is a gamble like a motherfucker. I know business and all that type of stuff, stocks and investments is like, I know you consider that gambling, but in my opinion, that's definitely more close to gambling, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're banking on the fact that you possibly is going to get some customers. That's very dangerous, because your chances of filing a what is called a chapter 13, which is business bankruptcy, is very, very high, because you're basing. So with Wingstop, the formula is I get X. X is like a business credit from Wingstop or the finance company that deals with Wingstop. And and you get X based off of Y, which is Y is Wingstop is a national brand. It's everybody likes Wingstop. Your business is in a location that it's no wing stop around within a like 20-mile radius. So, it's a good chance that people are going to be coming to your wing stop because you're the only one around, and it has a brand recognition, and, people like wing stop already. Okay, that's the Y, right? So X plus Y equals P, which is profit, okay, which is okay minus P, which is the payment that you got to pay the loan payment off. So the profit potential profit is basically going to pay for that loan, and you're gonna make some more. It will be equals, you know, so much money or whatever, as far as the figure. But when you get a business loan and you got, okay, you getting X. Let's say you're gonna get 500 grand. Okay, you got X plus Y, which is why you get a business loan. But now it's like Y is you got some type of business that has some potential for brand recognition and potential for so many sales and blah 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 based off of your efforts for marketing, blah 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 blah, said, whatever, right? And it's like, you know your potential profit, that formula is, your potential profit is question marks, and plus your payout is not questionable. The loan amount you got to pay back is guaranteed. You got to pay that back every month. They're gonna want the money every month, and equals question mark, because you don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if you're gonna make anything. You don't have any type of parameter of, like, okay, this is what's gonna happen possibly. everything like that. That's why people get franchises. They have the brand recognition, they have possible potential for for profits because people like that brand. People like Little Caesars. They have a taste for Little Caesars, not necessarily, but they know it's cheap and they know, okay, they're hungry and they want some pizza. Little Caesars has what people need in a pinch on a tight budget to get some pizza. And that's what people get. Okay, you don't need no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no question marks in that. And it's like, yeah, like that's what people do. They go get these business loans. And then it's like, yeah, they're gonna have to file chapter 13 because they can't pay them back. And it's like, it's some people, yeah, they work it out. I'm not saying that people don't, build up brand recognition and they absolutely, do good business and they make some profit and they're able to pay back the loan. But you got a lot of people that are not able to do that because you don't know what's going to happen. People can absolutely hate your fucking guts and they don't want to buy shit from you. And you go get a business loan and it's like you got some haters that's in your friends group or friends list that everything that you post, everything that you fucking say, they got them it, you know, working like evil minions to block, whatever you post or whatever positive message that you have to spread. And you have absolutely no idea that these people are doing this. You have an inclination that they are, but these are your close friends, might I add. And they're basically, one of the reasons why, your business is like struggling in marketing. And you know what I'm saying? You have no, you don't know that what they're doing behind your back, behind closed doors and stuff like that, what they're saying to you. They telling people, you selling cookies and they said they telling people there's mouse droppings in your business. You know what I'm saying? Like they went to your store and they saw mouse droppings and lying. It's like, yeah, man, you don't notice. And then it's like, okay, you wonder, then it's like, yeah, next thing you know, everybody knowing you live in a small kind of city and everybody talk. And it's like you wonder why ain't nobody coming to your business because you got some friends that you did this. They're so-called friends, but they really haters, and you don't know how to deal with haters. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know how to pick up, people's true, energy and their lies and manipulation. You just push things to the side and then now you got haters. You intertwine with people that are hating you, and you wonder why you're not having a good business. You know your business is not thriving and you got this loan that you got to pay every month and you're using your business funding to pay back the loan and you're not making any profits. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's, you got to be very careful with that. And it's like most of the time you can scale your business without a business loan. There's many people that have done it. It's the best way to do it because you don't have to worry about any business loan every month. You can scale your business if you like. Just say you just selling cookies. You can. It's many places you can sell your cookies. You can sell your cookies at your own kitchen, and you can basically go to bake sales, and you can go to craft events, and you can go to farmers markets and sell your cookies and build up a following, build up a customer base, and then you could scale up. You could slowly scale up to where basically, you've done enough bake sales and bake offs and you know craft events and uh farmers markets to where you save your little money. Now you got $15,000 saved up. You seen a, a a bakery going out of business, and you could now go buy that store. You can get that store, work out something with the bakery to buy their equipment for like 5 grand or something like that. They was going out of business anyway. And then now you just need to build out some stuff and then build your own, design for your cookie, shop. And there you go. And it costs you what? A few years saving some of your own money. Now you got your own cookie store and you ain't got no $500,000 business loan. And if you wanted to at that point, if you wanted to, you can get a loan, for like 100 grand or something like that to pay for, get some employees to help you out, pay for some marketing, so on and so forth, to help your business out if you wanted to. I mean, you could justify it then because you got some customers coming in, you got a nice little following, you know, people like your cookies. They say they like your cookies better than crumble cookies or whatever. Uh so it's like, yeah, I mean, that's how you do things, man. You do it the right way. But anyway, I've said enough. I'm gonna do these. Every now and again, I'm gonna just come on here and I'm gonna talk about some money. I'm gonna talk about a lot of different problems and issues and stuff when it relates to just life in general, just to break the monotony, and I know it's people that watch these videos, man, and I'm that's what I hope to provide. Something that's different, a different vantage point when it comes to finances, because I don't just talk about finances. I talk about how finances kind of relate to social issues, social problems. How it relates to just people's overall decision making, and kind of how people kind of make decisions and stuff like that, and how it's kind of the irony of it all, and why people act the way they do. Actually, basically what this conversation was about, and I've had plenty of conversations like this before, is that money basically shapes and molds how you treat other people and how other people treat you, and how you decide to choose the people that you hang around, and how the people chooses to hang around you. And it definitely affects your health and certain other aspects of things, as far as you know the decisions you make in life is based off of kind of how much money you have. A lot of people, they don't even have kids because they don't have no money, and they know they don't got no money, and they have a concept where they don't have a certain amount of money or whatever, they don't want to have no kids, or they don't want to struggle financially and have to deal with kids also struggling financially. It is a thing. It's a big thing. So those things affect how basically make your decisions. Now, I'll say this. um I'm not scared. I'm not what I'm saying. It's like my Bernie Mac voice. Man, I ain't scared of you niggas. Like, I don't. Okay, when you don't have money, like, okay, you not everybody's rich, right? We know that. You do not have to be rich to have children, okay? Um no money is gonna never be enough. Like, you be like, okay, I'm not gonna have any children till I become a millionaire. Good luck with that. Okay. you'll be waiting, you'll be waiting for a long time. You'll be old and gray probably by the time, statistically, by the time you're a millionaire. And you'd be like, okay, honey, we got the green light. I'm only 58 years old now. And then now your eggs are fried hard. Good luck for having some kids now. Gonna have to get me a young wife now, you know, to add to the bunch. you know, I mean, like, yeah, you don't have to be rich to have fucking kids, man. Um, the thing is that the first, I would say, the first 5 years is the hardest. The first, I would say first, like from infancy to 3 years old, is the most challenging. Actually, it doesn't get better till about 4 or 5, because the terrible twos, terrorizing threes. The younger they are, the more challenging they are. Like, babies obviously crying, diaper changes, so on and so forth, man. Feeding, waking up in the middle of the night. Those are the hardest times. Like from like baby, infant, you know, to like toddler years. After they get like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they get older. They damn near can cook their own food. They can, wipe their ass and shit it out, piss out, everything. Like, eat their own food. Tell you, with the complete sentence what they need and what's wrong and all of that type of stuff. It's like, okay, I mean, it takes some time to get there, but the most challenging parts, the hardest parts, is when they're babies. And the hardest part is child care and basically having the baby in the hospital. That's the most expensive. Like, if you don't have health care and all of that, like, I think it's like what, 30 to $40,000 um to have a baby in the hospital. If they're a premature baby, it could go even higher because it's more hospital stays, and it's a lot of extra medical care that they need. So if you got insurance will pay for most of that. But you will be out of pocket depending on what type of insurance you have. Um, the country does subsidize, obviously, babies, because babies are future fucking taxpayers and future everything. Okay. I mean, if you don't have money, actually is better in a sense where the Medicare or whatever Medicaid will cover all of the damn hospital, birth or whatever like that. You don't even have to come out of pocket. And I'm not advocating for you to be a poor person with Medicaid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, it does cost money as far as having children. Like, childcare is really expensive. Okay. It is very, very, it's the most expensive. Childcare is like going to take your children to private school. That's how expensive it is. That's why it's important to have a wife, that y'all have some type of agreement. Okay, you're going to stay at home for first 5 years or something like that. After 5 years, you can do whatever you want. You want to be the congresswoman, you want to run for senate, you want to go be a doctor, you want to go to be a lawyer, you want to go freaking work from home, you want to go be a fucking ballerina. I mean, like, you come to some type of agreement with in order to come with an agreement, you gotta have a woman that will listen. For the hardest part about having kids is obviously getting someone is worthy of having kids with, basically someone that you get along with, that listens. She knows, okay, I'm a woman. I was born to be a woman, which means basically, all right, um, with certain rules and principles of being a woman, certain roles and principles of being a man. I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Part of me being a woman is this man is strong as fuck that can fight other men. I can't fight other men. I could talk, but I can't. My mouth cannot fight men. My man can fight other men that are stronger than me. So I'm going to listen to him. And basically, that means she's gonna stay home for the first like 5 or 6 years, all that it takes, you know. Then basically, if she want to stay longer than that, she can. And then guess what? You ain't got to worry about child care at all. No child care because she's at home. Grandma comes over, helps out every now and again, and there you go. Then all you got to do is work and motherfucking come home and pay the bills. That's it. See, but when you got a woman that don't listen, that's where all of the problems comes in. Because you're chasing her, you're trying to please everything that she wants because you started a relationship with someone that you had to damn near kiss her ass from day one, and it's just a never ending ass kiss fest. And it's like, yeah, that's how you started, that's how you gonna end. And it's like, when you get a woman that she wants you very, very much, is just as much as you want her, she's going to most likely probably listen to you. But when you trying to chase after all these women that, it's like that song, she's so high, high above me. Like if you on that type of shit, like on some, what's that other song? She's so beautiful. And damn, what's that? Sean King or some Sean Kingston, I think he was like, she basically she's she oh she's too good for me, basically, or whatever. I don't know. But it's been a long time since I heard that song. But it's like basically, yeah, when you get shit women like that and you believe that and you operate off of that, yeah, they gonna treat you accordingly. You gonna have to fucking cater to them and all of that type of stuff because that's how you started. That's how you started that relationship. That's why you can't get her to do nothing that you need to be done, even if you know it's the right way, and then you do it her way, and then she's gonna feel guilty that it crashes down because then you told her that you didn't want to do it that way. But then when it happens, when everything crashes down, you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna say, yeah, you were right. But what she's gonna do is she's gonna basically start some type of argument because she doesn't want to feel like she was wrong. So, and then she doesn't want to lose her position as far as, she was the right person. So she gonna start some bullshit ass argument. But the thing is this. That's that's where all of this shit comes in to where it's complicated because these guys are going for these women that they just don't. The operation is she doesn't want to listen to you because you started off and ended by kissing her ass, and it's like, yeah, you simping for women, and then you trying to go all the way to the altar with it or wherever you trying to go with it, and you put a baby in her. She's not gonna listen to you. Women tend to not listen to simps. That's just not what they do. So that's why everything is a fucking challenge. And that's why it's hard for you to have a baby without being a fucking, in your mind, a millionaire, because basically, in your mind, you trying to please every goddamn woman you see with money, and money don't even please women like that. um all they got to do is be in a goddamn house. You already have a house, and they could just fucking live there and just do basic shit, and then take care of the babies, and it's everything is fine. But when you have a situation where you got a woman that's, she's trying to be the chief captain, pants wearer, man, woman, of course you're gonna have all the problems, because she gonna want to work after the baby is 4 weeks old, put him in daycare at 5 weeks, and all of that goofy shit, crazy shit, and then you're gonna have all these problems. Most likely you was having problems before you had the baby, because you probably was arguing and fussing and fighting before you even got her pregnant, because that's just how those relationships work. Ask me about it. How do you think I know? So it's like, yeah, I mean, those situations, that's how those problems, those things become complicated to have children, because you thinking you gotta be, do this and make this and all that. No, it's about, more importantly, the fucking woman that you choose, more importantly than the goddamn, I need this amount of money and all. I mean, it's no amount of money that's gonna make a woman fucking listen to you. I mean, like, if the billionaires that filed divorce and all got divorced by their wife and all didn't teach you nothing, multimillionaires and all this of mega millionaires didn't teach you any fucking thing about, like, these women are not satisfied with no fucking or dollar amount of money that you make. But I mean, all of that aside, I might have blew this up too much. I mean, you don't, it's plenty of people that middle class, quote unquote, or lower middle class or whatever, that have children and make babies and all of that type of stuff. I mean, it's a struggle when you don't really have that much money, like, and you got kids. Like, I've been there. Like, I mean, it's not the end of the fucking world. Like, you can grow financially with your children. I mean, it might not be something that is a good sales pitch. Okay, I get you, I give you that, but it can't happen. And then your children are gonna make you more productive, because you got more people to go in the, okay, you going out in the world swinging with children versus without children. Without children, you're not going to go out in the world swinging hard. When you got children, you got some more oomph to put on your punch when you go out in the world. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you got more, you're gonna be way more productive when you got children. And employers even notice, like, they know people with kids are more productive. People that are married men are more productive than non-married men. They know these things. So the thing is that I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do, but it's not like you got to be rich to have kids. It's more important to have a right woman to have children with than the actual fact of kids. you know you that first factor of having the right woman is more important than actually the anything else. So I hope that message gets to you loud and clear, because I just, a lot of people that, um they hear other people that's, maybe more popular or whatever, and they, listen to what they got to say, and all they incel, you know, spinster, nigger babble bullshit. It's like, no, it's this is the even this country being very unequitable, right? As far as wealth distribution, this is still one of the richest countries in the fucking world. If you ever wanted to have any fucking children, it would be here. I mean, ask the fucking immigrants. Like when I say immigrants, I'm not just talking about Mexicans and Venezuelans and Guatemalans. I'm talking about all immigrants. They want to have a baby over here, and it's a reason why. Okay, and they want to get over here. I don't care if it's in a banana boat, a raft, you know, a boat that's basically broken down, is damn near about to sink. They're trying to get over here, you know, however way they can, and the reason why is because of the financial opportunities that are here. It's poor people that have children, like that come over here as immigrants, and then they work their way up, and they're financially successful. You look up, and they're more financially successful than you are. So it's like, okay, um, again, like you can have your children if you ever wanted anywhere in the world to fucking have children to be right here. And I don't know, I don't know, maybe because I'm a tether and I see that or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But it should be fucking obvious. But I guess people get, sucked in. People get sucked into this like keeping up with the Joneses bullshit. And it just totally encompasses every part of people's fucking core of existence. It's just like trying to pretend that you're like this elite person or whatever. And it's like, I mean, I was making pretty good money before I had children. When I had children, I was making a little bit slightly better. Both me and my wife, we combined more than, as far as income, over $100,000. But none of that shit mattered, as far as things, because like I said, when you don't pick the right person, that shit is really what is going to help you be more productive. When you got two people on the same page, you know, that's going to help. It's like the playoffs, right? I'm gonna close real soon with this. I'm gonna close with this, right? So I'm watching, the NBA highlights, right? The playoffs. One of the things that I can tell you, if you're not sure who to bet on who, watch the team that's arguing. Okay. The team that's arguing, put all your money against that the team that's arguing. You're gonna win some money. I bet you.